You know we talk that stick talk, that stick talk. I'm about to fuck this cash up.
Oh, he's gone.
I guess it's just us.
That didn't go as planned.
What's up, fuckers?
Oh, shit. Oh, there we go. We had your ugly ass. You look like a fucking monkey.
What is going on?
Whoa. Now, you there?
Yeah.
Are we good?
That's too bad. That would have been fucking hilarious. Your face was frozen. You look like a fucking ape. So I had it on solo mode and fired it up. But yeah, there you go.
Hey, what's up, fuckers? How you doing? Hey, I'm driving automatic. Fuck you. Yeah, you like that? You fucking asshole.
What camera are you running?
Did we start recording? We started recording, didn't we?
Yeah, we're already live
right now. Oh, there we go.
Oh, all right, fuck it, whatever. I revoked nothing. Yeah, well, because I live in a third world fucking country, apparently. I get signal in the middle of fucking nowhere at a track, but I go to my house and shit doesn't work.
It's because you live in the ghetto.
But, John, fuck you.
Where's your boy?
John will be here shortly. John is on the John.
Okay.
He's on the John.
John is on the John.
Pooping?
I don't think I share that much information.
He's taking a big old dump. He's taking a big old poop.
Well, this is like a typical kill shot racing video for
know that John Leslie also poops. Awesome. Wow. Just wow. Wow, Phil. I thought we were boys, bro.
The nervous shits?
Dude, we were talking about your evolution the other day. You went from like poop to middle fingers. I like the middle fingers. I can get behind that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to do the comedy thing anymore. I don't want to be funny. I just want to be a fucking dick. I have more fun being a fucking...
Oh,
well, we're freezing already.
You're freezing up.
Are we alive?
What's tonight's
Tonight's
topic?
going to be a rough night.
We've been live for a couple minutes, man. What's the topic tonight? The topic is John Leslie Jr. But apparently, he's gone. Jay's gone again. But apparently John is running a few minutes late. And Jay's internet is whacked out. Oh, there he is again. Still ugly.
Hello?
Holy fuck, Jay.
It is I.
What changed in the last time we went
throw this
live?
phone in the toilet!
What changed?
I don't know. There's been a lot of construction in my fucking area. Maybe that. They're probably changing shit. Fucking
Frank Weaver said you got that dial-up internet.
This is bad.
What up, Ben?
The crazy part is he doesn't live in the county or the country pro tree. He lives like in a populated area, so
He does. It's super populated. He's gone again. Fuck.
Well, I guess Chris, you got your shop going up and stuff. Like I see the progress photos of that. That's really cool. You gonna have like a video on that?
Yeah, I was gonna roll it into the last video, but I figured I'll just do a video at the end, kind of the whole thing. I've been filming every day, like with the GoPro for time lapse, so be like a long ass time lapse, I guess.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the GoPro fell off the window today, so I don't know how much footage was taken today. Today they were just doing the sheathing on the roof, so it's coming along, but fucking stressful as shit, man. When you're contracting it yourself, like I got one main guy that's dealing with most of it, but still it's a lot of shit to deal with, man. Lots of shit to deal with. What else we got here? John does be pooping. Like fuck, how long have we been doing these things? And Jay hasn't updated his internet.
Dude, it's been a minute because even when we did our thing when it was my first time on here, like he was having the same problem.
Fuck. Like internet's got to be cheap in the US. Like I feel like we get fucked up here for everything. Like our cell phone plans are crazy expensive. So and our internet, I feel like it's crazy expensive. Like, what's good internet worth a month down there? Like in Florida, where you are.
I honestly don't know my internet bill off the top of my head. I think it's like $60, $65 maybe.
Okay, I guess it's not far from what it is up here. Because I think ours is like $80 a month
Yeah, my
Canadian.
so I got like Google Fi and stuff. It's $65 a month, and it's like
Yeah.
shit though. It's international, all that bullshit.
I feel like Jay's like just connected to his neighbor's Wi-Fi.
It wouldn't surprise me.
He's got that country Wi-Fi. It's that stolen Wi-Fi.
He's got like shitty little like 2-gauge wire that he spliced into their shit, and then fucking ran it all the way over to his house probably.
Fuck. But the guy's got like 7 project cars.
Yeah.
Boost Mobile sucks. I'm not familiar with Boost Mobile. I guess that's a U.S. provider.
Yeah, yeah. Boost, it's like not good. It's like Cricket
Oh.
or PCS.
Shit.
Like all the ones that Alex makes fun of.
That's what Jay's got. Ben's got that $77 for fiber. That's good. 5. Mine's not 5, but mine's like next best, I guess. Around $80, so similar. Well, here we go. Kim chimed in. Probably did charge the laptop again. Trying to do an office phone, which sucks. You gotta get your man straightened up there, Kim.
7 project cars. I'm with it. That's what they have.
Got the rabbit ears.
Project cars. What's the third one?
I think Kim has a Camaro.
Oh wait. Kim, don't you have like an F body or something also?
Yeah, I think something along those lines. I don't think I've even seen it. I don't think Jay's put it on any of his videos or posted anything on it. And I did a terrible job for tonight too because I have had 0 fucking time, so I wasn't able to bring up any videos or pictures or anything, or even take a second to think about what happened in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Been so fucking busy. So busy.
Well, I ordered the turbos for my car, so they should be coming soon.
You got them ordered up?
Huh?
You got them ordered up, the turbos?
Yeah, I bought them off Michael Chambley. He's a big S197 guy. He's tuned by Lund also. His car went deep 7s with these turbos, so
Oh shit.
it's the same turbo setup that this other guy, Brian Rogers, runs. He has a stick shift car, though. And they're 6870s T3. And I've talked to Junior about everything I need to do, and I know the vision now. So there's like a couple of other things I got to figure out with mainly the intercooler, because like you have different styles of intercooler. I want to do it air to air, but it's the piping and stuff. So I don't know if I want to have the pipe coming off the top of it going straight to the throttle body or coming off the side. I got to play with the clearances and see how everything looks in the car.
So he's not selling you a full kit, just the turbos?
Just the turbos.
So he
He's going
turbos then?
Huh?
He upgraded his turbos then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's taking his boost leash off, and he's going AMS 2000 for a boost control. I think he's doing a bunch of other stuff. Like that car is already fast. I don't know how fast he's trying to do it with it.
This guy's driving somewhere.
I literally am.
I can hear his truck clipping. Listen to that fucking thing. So
Dude,
fix that exhaust leak, bro. Things like running off the manifolds.
Yeah, might as well. I'm also on my headphones, so it probably sounds really shitty. Let me mute my mic until I get to a public park.
Oh my! Oh man, that's funny. Literally driving to find some fucking good signal. Love it.
That's dedication right there.
Oh yeah. So did you order up the block yet, or?
The short block, I'm waiting to sell my other car first. Like I don't want to fucking spend it all and have like no money in savings, so I'm gonna sell some other stuff first, and then probably take the block down there at the end of the month.
What, do you sell the 240?
Yeah.
That's whack.
I don't fucking drive it. The last time I drove it was like 5 months, 6 months ago. I don't know.
That
When I bought the
that
truck.
was so clean. Oh yeah, she's a fourth gen Camaro. Is Jay going to KD? As far as I understand, Jay is not going to KD. Jay is going, I think, somewhere local, if I remember correctly.
For this weekend, for this upcoming race, or?
Yeah, I can't remember. I think he said they were going somewhere. I mean,
I know they said somewhere. I don't remember where. Oh yeah, it is. I think it is local though.
yeah, but I guess fuck, KD wouldn't be too far for him. He's driving to Starbucks to use internet. The middle finger. I don't care where he goes, as long as this motherfucker gets connected. Just sent a video of John doing a wheelie and some pictures on Instagram. Okay. I'll wait till Jay gets in here and then, so it's not just dead air. So I'll have to send them over to my email, I think. It's how I have to do it. And then I can pop them on the screen. I guess once we get John on here and get chatting, then I'll get some time to do that sort of shit. Appreciate it.
McDonald's Wi-Fi incoming.
I'm so curious where he's going, because yeah, that would be pretty fucked up to be sitting in a Starbucks or McDonald's, especially acting the way he acts. But then again, it's Chicago, so guess he'd be all right.
Yeah, he's just getting worked up and stuff. The Starbucks employees, they're gonna be too scared to say shit to him.
Oh fuck, that's too funny. So you haven't sold the blower yet, right? I think I seen it posted again.
No, it's still for sale. So if anyone wants to buy a VMP Gen 2R ported by Joker's Performance with a MFP manifold, ported by Brett Barber, also the whole shooting match, hit my line. I'm trying to sell it. Pretty flexible and pricing. Holy shit. And I have ID 1300s. I'm also trying to sell also, but I think I got someone local trying to buy them now.
Howdy, fuckers. I'm here. I've arrived.
Where's here?
This is probably not the best place for me to do this because I went to there's a big public park by me, but then there's also a big parking lot next to it, and they're having some sort of festival with a lot of children, so this is probably not good, but whatever. Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can get you on the other camera.
July's over, so it's not the festival. June festival.
Yeah, I don't really know what it is. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying too hard. Whatever. It's just party. I'm just here, dude. I don't. Apparently, I moved to a third world country.
Oh, I see someone down the bottom there. Should I let him in?
Yeah, I'd say we let him in.
Yeah, let's let him in. Hey, there he is.
Hey guys,
that guy. It's the Asian.
Hey, John.
Rejoice.
Yeah, how you feeling?
I feel great.
Yeah.
I'm sure you do, John. I'm sure you do.
I'm sure you did.
Came out nice and smooth.
Fuck yeah.
Oh shit. Well, good timing. Jay just got situated with some Wi-Fi, so.
Oh.
5G for the win. Let's open my windows so we get a nice breeze in here, so I'm not sweating 10 minutes in. This is bad.
It can't be that bad up there, man. Come on.
This is bad, bro. Like, I don't know what's going on anymore with where I live, but apparently if I'm at my house or anywhere in my neighborhood, service is not a thing, but I go 3 blocks away and, hey, 5G works.
Yeah, it's working good now.
It works great when I'm in the middle of Indiana with all these random bumfuck tracks with John. So I guess we should give you the proper introduction. This is the man, the myth, the legend, the amazing Asian John Leslie Jr. As Tony said, he's a 7-time NMRA world champion, and just one. But we'll just go with Tony. It's 7. It's 7. And now he's a no prep racer, and he went from, hey, we can't touch the seals on the motor to, hey, let's put some nitrous on it and put a Boss Manny on it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys having me on the show.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
So
Got
let's get down to the
lots
nitty
of
gritty, man.
questions.
Who
What
are you?
are we talking
are
about
you?
today?
Who are you? What are you about? How did you start? What's the war story? Give me all the breakdown.
Oh God, we got to go
Way
back
back
like
machine. Let's fire it up.
Yeah.
we got to
Day
go
one.
back like 30 years,
That's okay.
31 years.
That's fine.
So now we're doing no prep. First started street racing back in 16 years old with the car that's actually behind me that we're trying to put back together. Then we jumped in, started running World Ford Challenge with it. Then we jumped into NMRA in 2000 in factory stock. Raced that until 2023, and then jumped over to Coyote stock, and now we're doing no prep. Big change, though. Big change. I mean, going back to no prep, it's just kind of like the street racing days, and yeah, I'm having a killer time doing it. I mean, we seem to be doing really well, and the car just keeps getting faster, and loving it.
Yeah. And
So
we've gone
are you
how
done
many
with-
wins?
What's that?
I said how many wins in the past few weekends?
Oh God, 3 in a row.
Repeat bitches.
I think it's, if we're being technical here, I think we've only lost maybe 4 or 5 no prep races in a 3-year span. But
So you've been no prepping for like 3 years now.
Well, yeah, back in 23 was our last year of NMRA, and we jumped back into the no prep that same year, and we did really well with it. And then at the end of 23, I decided that we were going to be done with the NMRA, and we were just going to focus on the no prep stuff. And it's nice because, on a no prep or with an NMRA race, I mean, we had a blast with that. I have accomplished everything I've wanted to. I've met so many awesome people and picked up so many awesome sponsors, but it was just, we were racing the same 6 to 8 people at every race, and depending on where we went in the country, we'd spend $3 to $5 grand a weekend, like we go to Florida, we'd go down there a week early, kind of a mini vacation, but at the same time, we were doing private testing, and it started hitting the pocketbooks, So doing the no prep stuff, it's usually a 1-day event now. Get up, have breakfast, go to the track, have fun, come back home all in 1 day, and only cost me $200-300, So it's a big change. I mean, sometimes I miss the traveling and everything, but then I don't. We've accomplished everything we wanted to at the circuit. Won a championship, won a couple Super Bowls, been on TV, been on the cover of magazines. I mean, just everything I dreamt of when I was a kid growing up, I've accomplished. So it's I love it. I love racing, period. And, being able to do the no prep stuff now, it's kind of takes me back to my street racing days, but, it's a little bit trickier than the circuit stuff. I mean, it's nice because the rules, there are pretty much no rules. I mean, for the most stick shift classes, it's 2 rules: H pattern transmission and maximum tire size. Where circuit racing, it was 10 pages of rules we had to follow, and we don't have that anymore. So it's and I get to run against different combinations. The circuit was Mustang versus Mustang. Now it's me versus the world. It's awesome. I love it.
Mm. Well, I gotta ask. Damian Stevens was saying that we had to ask you how you came up with the Rockstar name, and I was actually wondering that when I seen Jay start documenting your races and whatnot, because you got on the license plate of the car, and I think it's on the door as well. Is it not?
It's yes.
Yeah.
So there's kind of a backstory to that, but I really can't talk about it.
Oh.
For social media purposes, we got a lot of media attention, right? So they just call me the rock star.
Oh, okay. The short of it.
I won't tell your secrets, John. Your secrets are safe with me, buddy.
Thank you.
He was
So are you? Oh, go ahead.
sorry. Phil, your brother was actually asking. He says if you had to change a lot for the chassis on no prep racing for the blue car.
No, surprisingly not. A couple small tweaks here and there, mostly with shocks and struts and tire pressure, but chassis wise, going from the prepped, which we originally ran radials, 26-inch radials, and now we're running the 28-inch slick. Surprisingly, not a lot of chassis changes. Now, I mean, yes, there's plenty of room for chassis changes. I mean, we can start messing with bar angles to really get down to it, but the car just seems to be working to the point we don't have to go through all that. The car had to weigh, when we ran factory stock, 3,400 pounds, 3,450, I believe. And then when we jumped to Coyote stock, it was 3,000, and we're probably down to about 2,800 right now, with still weight in the car we can remove. And surprisingly, we don't make a lot of chassis changes, and the car still 60 foots really well.
Damn well, like on the back tires. Well,
Yeah.
What tire combo do you run on the blue car for no prep? They're Hoosiers, right?
Yeah. So we've tried a different few things. Like if we go to a backside, we found that the Phoenix FXs work pretty damn good.
Yep.
But it seems like the Hoosiers have been doing what they need to do for us on front side no prep, and we have some other things up our sleeves we're going to try. You know, I mean, I'll let James talk about that if he wants. Otherwise, we'll just leave that under wraps.
we can talk about it.
Okay. So we're going to test with the Mickey Thompsons because we've been hearing a lot of good things about the Mickey Thompsons on frontside no prep. So that's going to be our next thing we got to do. But I mean, the Hoosiers have worked really well for us. I'm not going to complain. I mean,
which Mickey Thompson tire are you going to be trying? 305 5S, like the stiff wall ET drags, or?
Yeah, that's actually was it the 3555s?
It's the 3055S, the stiff wall 2810
Yeah,
Mickey Thompson. It
Yep.
just seems like it's a better tire for the front side no prep stuff where it does get good very quickly. The Hoosier CL7, it seems like it's done very well. I do want him to try out the DO5s though, since I've had a lot of good luck with my heavy ass car. I think the DO5 would be killer for a backside event on that car. But so far, I mean, I guess, what do you think, John? Should I tell him the 60-foot time we just did on the back tire?
You can.
All right, so we're still working on improvement, but not spraying out of the hole. We went 139 on the 60 on the back tires at Bunker Hill Dragway, which is a very similar setup to War in the Woods on their no prep days. Like, there's a lot of transitions. It's very bumpy. The starting line is very similar. And we basically ran it in a similar trim as we did at War in the Woods. And the car, I mean, we ran out of front shock valving. So we're going to try to figure something out for that. We also need to get John spraying out of the hole because right now he's spraying and praying. As soon as the car hooks up, he feels like it's good. He grabs the button and goes. He's just doing it old school and grabbing the button right off the steering wheel. So there's definitely things we could play with. As far as what I'd like to see a lower 1.3, which I believe we can get. I think we can get after low to mid 1.3s. I think that should be doable. But I don't think the Hoosier CL7 is that tire for what we're doing front side wise, at least. And I know we need to be leaving on the juice. You know, being a nitrous car, as I told John many a times, you got to get after it in the front half. Especially with these Coyotes, we're not going to see a big gain out the back with nitrous, but in the front half, as long as you can hit it and get the grip and get the car to 60, it's all there. It's money. So we're definitely trying some shit, and you know, we're sometimes we swing for the fences, and it works pretty good. So far, every time we've gone out, we've gotten faster and faster and faster. And John is a fucking driver. And it's nice working with John and crewing for him because he listens. He has experience. He's obviously mature. And I don't got to worry about yelling at him on, hey, put it in fucking first gear, asshole, like some of my other people that I've crewed for before. So there's just a lot of things that, you know, there's a good chance that this car will get faster, and hopefully be a contender for stick class and War in the Woods come September.
So why aren't you guys at KD this weekend?
So if I would have known about it like a month earlier, yeah, we would have made it happen. But I have to put vacation at the refinery in early. And usually what happens for the last 20 something years, I get all the race schedules for the year, and then I have to put in my vacation in at the beginning of the year. So when I got tags for this race like 2 weeks ago, it was too late for me to put vacation in.
Fair enough.
Otherwise, we would have been there.
And my car still doesn't run, so that's why I'm not going to be there, because it's still a pile of shit.
So is the motor in your car, John, is it still the factory stock Coyote that you ran when you were running Coyote stock?
Yeah, it's still the sealed Coyote, with the exception of that we took the seals off the intake so we could put a Boss 302 intake in. Otherwise, it's still the Coyote stock crate engine.
Are you going to be staying with like the stock cams and the Boss manifold, or do you think you're eventually going to step up to like a Cobra Jet manifold with, aftermarket cams?
There's a good possibility. That'll probably be something I figure out toward the end of the season. I usually wait till toward the end of the season to figure out what I'm going to do in the off season, right? So, yeah, good possibility, especially if we want to keep going this route and going faster. I'm happy. I mean, I'm content where I'm at now, only for the fact that it's easy. No crazy aftermarket stuff. The engines, it's stock, granted we have a 9-inch rear end, G101 trans, yada, 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 but it's all simple, right? We're running a single disc 10.5-inch diaphragm clutch, right? Off the shelf shit. Everything is simple. My concern is the faster we want to go, more shit I'm going to have to upgrade, right? And the more money I'm going to have to. Well, I already have another car right there that I'm putting back together, and it's going to be pretty much identical, except it's got a Gen 2 mildly built by NPR engines that I raced in factory stock, which I know that engine in the red car is faster than the Coyote stock engine. So I'm trying to make the cars identical, and I haven't decided yet if we're going to go turbo or just slap nitrous on it and see how fast we can go. So would I like to upgrade the engine? Yes. But I think in doing so, I'll probably do possibly some head work, valve springs, yada, 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 right? Only because it's been the stock engine that we've beat on for 3 seasons now, and we haven't touched it, haven't gone inside of it, nothing. It gets an oil change like every other race, and yeah, that's about it.
Not to mention, we still haven't even changed the plugs with as much nitrous as we put through it. Pretty much just check cylinder 8. Yeah, looks good. Send it again.
Is it a Gen 3 that's in the blue car?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So it's completely stock. Like, I'm not super familiar with the Coyote stock, but so it's a completely stock Gen 3 Coyote then. There's nothing.
From intake to oil pan, yes. Even the oil pump gears and crank sprocket.
I believe if I'm not mistaken, I believe that the Coyote stock engines did have upgraded oil pump gears.
Okay.
It's from what I've read and been familiar with, the engines are very similar to an Illuminator. You have the Manley rods, Molly pistons, you got the Ford Racing oil pump gears, but I mean, it's really just longevity upgrades, not really power upgrades. You're getting the stock cams, you're getting the stock heads, stock compression, everything else is the same aside from the better forged internals and oil pump gears.
Okay, so it does have the rods and pistons aftermarket in them.
Which is why I'm sure we've been able to spray as much as we've been able to on this thing.
Well, that was going to be my question, because as far as I didn't know, but I just assumed that it was completely stock. So I'm like, with the amount of nitrous you're spraying through it, I'm like, it's pretty impressive.
I think a stock Gen 3 block would hold up to it.
The Gen 3s do hold pretty good. Ginger out of New York, he was going mid to bottom 9s on a 200 shot Gen 3. Of course, the car was very, very weight reduced, but it's again, it really comes down to your setup. I mean, I sprayed 200 through mine plenty of times, no progressive on a stock Gen 1. We're now doing, I don't know if I want to say, but we're doing a good amount through John's engine. And again, honest to God, I mean, we have a Nitrous Express direct port plate system on it, and I would say that's a lot of why the thing is living the way it is. A lot of times with these nitrous kits, and granted, yes, we're hitting it off of a button. It's not exactly the most advanced way to do it and the safe way to do it, but the distribution is there with having a direct port set up on that car. A lot of times, depending on the shot size, your fueling is obviously going to matter. You want to have your fueling as close to the nitrous plate as possible to prevent lean spikes, which is also going to help keep your engine alive. And you also want equal distribution, especially at a bigger size shot. You want to make sure all the cylinders are getting it equally, so you're not burning up certain pistons. Like I know that's a big thing. 200 and over on the Coyotes is distribution issues with a single style entry level plate. Like a CJ plate style. A lot of times the front cylinders tend to get loaded up. As compared to what we're doing, we have a direct port plate that sits right under the boss manifold, right on top of the heads, basically sprays into each cylinder, so you're getting a direct distribution of nitrous and fuel.
And that's a plate kit that Nitrous Express sells specifically
Yep.
for the Coyotes. Okay.
They do make it for Hemis, and I do believe I don't think they actually have certain LS stuff. I think they have it, but I know they do have it for the 6.1 and 6.4 Hemis. They do make it for the Coyotes with 350 manifolds, Boss manifolds, Cobra jets. It fits them all. And again, it's just the easy way of doing a direct port instead of having to plumb individual nozzles.
Okay. And then that car is on a factory ECM then, John?
Yes, it is.
Factory ECM. Okay. And then, so with the nitrous, how you control them? I guess it's all off a button. There's no controller, nothing, eh? It's
Just
all, okay.
a button.
That's it. All right.
Yeah. There's so much more we can do and need to do. We're still on the NMRA Coyote. The car's not even nitrous to yet. We've been having, I don't want to say issues with that, but it's hard trying to find somebody that could be dedicated and is able to tune with a stock ECU. And that's the problem we're running into. And I was working with somebody, but it was taking forever. So we just kind of moved along, and we're still running, the NMRA Coyote stock tune. But
so there's nothing changed in the tune to accept that much nitrous. It's just
no.
Oh wow.
Just good fuel, really good fuel.
Really good fuel.
Yeah.
Do you still run the MS 109 like you would in a Coyote stock?
No, Coyote stock was actually VPC 10.
Oh.
800 octane, and that's what I'm still running. We tried to switch to an E90, the Ignite E90, and with the tuner I was working with, the car was actually faster NA with my Coyote stock tune than it was with the E90 tune. Now, granted, nothing against that tuner, but just things were not progressing fast enough for me. So we just reverted everything to Coyote stock tune because it worked, right? I would love to get an MS 109 tune, but then the other Coyote stock guys I used to race with says he has an E85 tune for me. They picked up 40 horsepower off the E85 NA tune. So it might be something I might look into later on, but I've always been accustomed to getting the car when it gets tuned, it's on the dyno with the tuner, right? I'm not used to this emailing stuff back and forth. Like, I want it done. I want it done now. I want it done with the tuner in front of it, not going back and forth, because I don't drive my cars on the street. They're track only. Can I drive them on the street? Yes, I have, but they're not plated. They're not insured, right? So the only time I can really make full wide open throttles is if I take it out on the back road or I go to the racetrack. So I prefer a tuner that it can do it on the dyno.
Trust me, I have tried to get him on the Lund camp, but he doesn't want to do the remote tuning thing. I've been like, Lund. But he doesn't want to do the remote thing, but I've tried.
But yeah, I guess it is tough though if you want a dyno tune, right? Because realistically, for email tunes and remote tuning like that, you've got to take it out on the street, really, or have it on a dyno. But to have it on a dyno, and I can imagine it's probably very difficult, like even with Lund, to set
You
up.
just have to schedule it with them
and get them. Yeah, I don't know. I've never gone down that road, but I assume it sounds like it would be more difficult than actually dealing with a tuner that has a dyno and in-house and pull up and get her done, right?
Oh,
but is who's out there, right? So I guess that's where you're at right now, is you're kind of looking for that tuner, right?
Oh yeah, somebody that I know I can take the car to, and I don't mind driving a few hours, but like the people that have had my car on dynos before, Palm Beach Dyno, in their dyno, right down in Florida. There's just been a Bob Kurgan down in Georgia, right? Somebody I know I can trust that has a dyno that can do it in house, but there's nobody close by that has a dyno that, as far as I can tell, can tune on a stock ECU, right? And I don't want to make that jump and change to an aftermarket system yet. You know, for the fact that why do I need to spend $3, $4, $5 on an aftermarket system, computer system, when this one's working just fine? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we all know what stock ECUs can do. So there's really not
Well,
like,
that's the thing. Yeah,
you
you
know,
can get it done with stock ECUs, right? So they've gone far.
very far. 6 seconds in the quarter far.
Yeah. The issue is not being able to play with it yourself, right? That is the one downfall, I guess, of the factory ECM stuff. Because most tuners will lock it out, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Holly
34.5 degrees of timing. That's what you need.
the
How much?
Holly stuff's not bad, but it's again, the VCT control is a big one. You know, obviously you want the car to drive well. You don't want it to just drive like a fucking old cammed 302. Like, yeah, that may be cool, but you have a Coyote for a reason. You want to use it to have the full VCT to maintain that drivability. John's case, it's, you know, it is more of a race car than a street car, but still, you know, you do want it to drive good and have good performing, you know, aspects. I mean, even when you're staging, you don't want the car sitting there dying out on you in the line, sitting there stalling on you. You're trying to roll up into the lanes, and the thing just doesn't want to idle. It's burbling and doing this and that. Like, it's just not good. You know, you always want that car to drive well, and again, it's a very small sandbox of who's good with these Coyotes, and you know, it's to find somebody that can kind of tailor to what he needs. It's going to be a little difficult.
Yeah, for sure. And that's kind of where I'm at too. Like, you know, I've had people say, "Hey, why don't you get an aftermarket ECM, this and that?" But you know, I've been super happy with London. I don't feel like I need to go aftermarket ECM. Right? It's
Right.
yeah.
You look at the guys with like the aftermarket ECM on these cars, like or I don't know, the ones in my area, they have problems with it.
Yep.
You know, it's like what Alex said. They walk around with their fucking laptop and they're looking for someone to look at their log or whatnot.
Yeah. Well, that's a big thing. I mean, I guess I'll talk about it now because I'm a little pissed off because I'm still dealing with these car issues. Is, again, you know, if you guys watch back a few episodes, I didn't switch from Lund because I wanted to. I kind of switched from Lund because I had to, because they wouldn't tune the turbo kit, and we really thought we were going to go far with the turbo kit. But now seeing both sides of it and having to live on that outside looking in, it fucking sucks. It fucking blows. And, you know, it's when you want to go deal with untunable S650 and play the E30 game, and that's your claim to fame in the last current weeks, and like you want to sit there and embrace that, but you won't take care of certain people that are on your program. It tells me that I made the right decision taking the turbo stuff off and going back with my old faithful with Lund. So I got a combo that they'll tune now, but I just got to get this engine running right. What it is, we don't know. But I will tell you guys, judging from my experience of seeing both ends, I'm like, okay, this is somebody else. This is X tuner. This is Lund. This guy ain't got it.
Yeah, Lund's phenomenal. Like, I don't think I've ever waited longer than an hour to get a response.
They're the
Yeah,
Ferrari
my
of tuning,
process
and they're the
of it,
Ferrari for a reason.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine hearing those stories, waiting days and weeks to get response from your tuner. I'm like, that's whack.
I got fed up. I said, fuck it. I took the turbo stuff off, and then when it was like too late, it was here's a text message of hey, you figure the car out? Like 3 weeks later, it's like, no, I got fed up and I took everything off. Well, you know that wasn't the problem, ... Well, that's cool. I didn't know what the problem was, and you weren't helping me figure out the problem. Is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm not naming names, at least. That's all I'm saying. I could be worse. So that's been the big thing that's been the big thing John's getting used to is we're trying out some Grudge stuff, and I'm trying to teach him some old some Grudge tricks. We've been playing around a little bit at some of these events, and it's been working pretty good.
Real well.
He's a natural.
I got one car that y'all gave like fucking 4 cars to or whatnot, and like it was like a cage parachute car or some shit. Like,
Yep.
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, we shouldn't have did that one. I personally didn't want to, but I also didn't want to be a dick to the guy because I kind of looked at John and like, well, John knows him. That guy kind of knows him. Like, they're kind of on friendly terms. Otherwise, I would have been like, you're a bitch, man, the fuck up. You got a cage fucking race car. We got a fucking stock motor. Run the fuck up. But you know, it's all good. We did fuck up that vet. You know, that vet that was on here popping off a few weeks ago, Frank Scalise. You know, that was on here popping off, talking
Oh
shit.
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
how did John's dick taste? Do you like that? Because you got fucked up.
Oh.
Fucked up.
He ain't in the comments yet.
Nah, not yet. He'll be in here. Give him like a little bit. Give him like another fucking 5 minutes when like 7 of his fucking butt buddies message him. Hey man, they're talking about you.
It was a
John's
good
a
fucking
race.
natural.
You got a
John's a
101?
natural.
Do you 101 in that car?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Okay. And that's H pattern, obviously.
Oh yeah,
4-speed.
yes.
4-speed,
So-
right?
yes. So we had Tremix in there before. You know, back in the NMRA, it was T5s and then Tremix. And then one season I broke 13 Tremix and bitched and bitched and bitched. And then they finally gave us the G101s.
Which Tremec transmission was that?
So we broke 3550s, 500s, and 600s.
Okay.
And they all broke going into third gear. The cases couldn't handle the shifts and they would just blow apart.
Mm.
Like the first World Ford Challenge in St. Louis back in the day. We shut the track down on a Saturday night. I blew a Tremec apart and oiled down the whole track with it. It was the first time I ever got into a magazine because I oiled down the track. It was great. And that was back in 90, 99, 98, somewhere around there. And it was cool because everybody came over. All the manufacturers, Tremec, everybody came over to look at the trans because they'd never seen anything like that. It cracked the case in 4 different places. It was crazy. But yeah, after the Tremec issues, they finally allowed us to do 101, which I love. That trans is awesome. And I can shift it with a clutch. But, you know, I know James is against those transmissions, but unless the rules state that I have to shift with a clutch, I will shift without a clutch.
So I guess John can attest to this. So would you feel that the clutchless shifting is an advantage
Oh yeah, most definitely.
from a
No, it's funny.
G101 guy himself?
Most people will say it's not, which is funny.
I
You have like a
don't
strain gauge on there also, or it's just face
Nope.
planted and you just yank it and then that's it.
just grip it and rip it.
No, Ryan, we cannot start over. You're late. You're late. You stop bullying Bondo and get in here early, fucker. That's actually funny. Speaking of Bondo, he's an ACT clutch user as well. And it's funny, a few weeks ago, I was actually talking to him, and he's actually running your clutch specs, John. We
Is
were
it?
talking. They set him up with your spec clutch to run in his car, and
Oh, that's
he
cool.
said it's been good for him. So, yeah, you're quite popular around the country.
That's what I was going to ask about next was that clutch, ACT, because I see that that's the clutch Tony runs too, isn't it?
I know he
Yes.
runs ACT, but I don't know if he runs that exact clutch.
Okay. Because actually, I can't remember if yours is a single disc, you said, right?
Mine's a single disc. I don't know I know he was talking with them. I won't get into that, what he talked about with them, but yeah, he might be on a single disc still.
I can't remember if the clutch he has, if it's called like Yeti or Sasquatch. It's called some weird shit like that. I know that. Oh, that's my buddy Sean. Yeah, there's a slow blue Mustang. It doesn't have a motor in it. So.
I can actually, you guys want, I can actually show you what clutch we have.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
I got to put the phone down. Give me a minute.
Yeah.
Just don't show us up your shorts. John goes commando frequently.
Oh.
Don't tell him that.
Center 4 is currently with McLeod. That's what Ryan runs. And his is a single disc.
I have a single disc. We're bullying John. Look at him. You can do it, buddy. Tippy toes. Tippy toes.
I guess I should download these photos that Kim sent.
Oh, dude, that's way better than a Mantic
Oh, fuck.
because it doesn't weld together.
Me and Chris are having good luck with XD, so we're gonna stay quiet.
Here, hold on. Let me.
Fucking Ryan, you piece of shit.
Yeah, just a $6 100 iron. Off your shelf, heavy duty.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Getting it done with a
That
single disc.
Would that clutch be streetable, John? Would you say?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what all the Coyote stock guys run, right?
so no, I can't answer that for all Coyote stock guys. I got some of them onto ACT, and they started running the same stuff I did. And a couple guys I've helped out and gave some parts to, which they ended up in turn running ACT. But there's no rule on what clutch. I mean, it has to be a single diaphragm and everything. But I know guys use Rams because we've done the Black Magics, the Rams, everything pretty much. But we've been with ACT for probably about good 13 to 15 years, 15, 18 years, somewhere around there.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think definitely if I was to look outside the box of Exidy, it'd be ACT. And that's solely based on what I've seen kind of with John and Tony. Seem to be having some good luck with that product.
Oh, I love it. It works, like now you asked if it's streetable. I would think so, but you got to remember that's the same stuff I've used for umpteen 20 years now, 25 plus years, 20 plus years, whatever. So I'm used to it. Some people might be like, oh, that's not streetable. But I've even when I had a daily 89 notchback, that's what I threw in the car. Now, granted, I didn't run that disc. I ran that pressure plate, and I'd run a full face disc, not a puck disc, but it was still kind of on the heavy side, a little harder to push in, but I'm used to that. I enjoy that. I think that feels good. So.
This is your buddy here, Suicidal Sausage?
Yeah. That's my buddy Sean.
Suicidal Sausage?
Sounds like a good time. Sounds like a good time.
He has a turbo FRS BRZ, same thing, right? And that car is super fun. I've been in it for a ride. It makes like, I don't know, 350 or 400.
You're saying this on a live stream. I can't edit this out.
Yeah. Phil's reminded me of those fucking Honda videos where the guys make the memes like, the thing about the Honda Accord, it's actually really fast.
Yeah, I guess this is going to get chopped, but fuck you, Sean. I guess your car's a dud. For the ACT clutch, do you have like a break-in procedure for that, or no? You just break it in the burnout box.
So there was always supposed to be a procedure for breaking them in, but we don't. I throw it in and I hit the track.
That's what I do with my Vengeance and my RXT.
I mean, especially like when we were at the racetrack. There was races where before we finally figured out what disc we needed. And granted, this was back in the day. I would go through 2 or 3 discs in a race on a race weekend. Like I'd put one in and I'd go out the burnout and I'd glaze the shit out of it to the point it was like, oh, this disc is toast already. There's 2 runs on it, And then we finally figured out the right setup. And it's like, now I change the clutch once a year. And that's usually in the off season for maintenance.
Nice. And your brother's asking, what is the diameter on that? I'm not sure if he means the Suicidal Sausage or...
No, for the John, the Rockstar clutch.
So do you want the diameter? What's he asking? The diameter of the pressure plate or of the disc?
The disc.
Chris, you killed me with that one. That was out of pocket. That was out of pocket. Like, smooth fucking delivery, dude.
Thanks.
Kind of mad I didn't think of that.
Well, John's going to measure the Suicidal Sausage right now.
Well, guys, it's cold.
Yeah, it's cold.
I didn't know that was his name on YouTube.
That diameter is a 10.5.
Oh, it's
Damn!
10.
That's gotta hurt.
Hey, honey, does it hurt?
Fuck.
The 10.5.
Yes.
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 Why you gotta bring joy into this?
Can you answer what Coyote stock guys run? Jay needs the help.
That's actually how we became friends, because I needed help because he whooped my ass in the final at MKE no prep, and then he's like, you know what? It's okay, retard. You need help too. And then it was my Make-A-Wish, and it's been just an evolving story ever since. So we're already ahead of it, Ryan.
I think with Coyote stock is what, usually low 9s? Isn't that usually what they're running? Have they gotten into the 8s at all?
So they average 9.6s. Now, when those guys go into like imports versus domestics trim and stuff like that, yeah, they're mid to low 9s.
Have you thought about running at World Cup finals, like import versus domestic?
I have, but it's usually by the time the end of the year comes, I'm out of vacation, and I really don't feel like changing shit on the car. So I've ran out Maryland. I mean, NMRA used to go out to Maryland, and we always had a blast out there, and that track always is fast. The DA there, the mine shaft there at like minus 300, minus 500. That's a great track. I love that track. But we've thought about it, but just how crazy it gets, and they're usually finishing up Sunday night, Monday morning. Yeah, not for me.
Have you been to World Cup, Jay?
No, I've actually just been too poor. If you could tell by my internet, I've just been too poor. Well, aside from me just being poor, I just nothing about like, hey, come to Maryland has me like, yeah, we should do this. If it was like,
I went. It's good. It was a good.
Yeah,
time.
I want to
Check
go.
it out.
Maybe I can go this year, hopefully. But I
would try it.
I want to go.
I would go if you guys are going. I am down for group activities with the boys because a lot of times that means that there could be a lot of sketchy shit involved, which means going to Maryland doesn't sound like a bad idea.
I'd love to race
That's
there one day, but I'm definitely nowhere close to like the level of competition and stuff for that.
No, you're the 12-second pro mod.
Oh no, I never had a drag wing and parachute on my. Oh, I guess yeah.
But you can. I'll sell you it for $500, motherfucker.
Well, I already got a parachute.
So you might as well get the
one
fucking.
time.
Might as well get the parachute, the fucking drag wing, the trunk, and all. Come on, man, let's make a deal right here, live on Stick Talk Live, the first business deal, you guys.
Jay was a little confused. He thought they meant 150 kilometers an hour, not miles an hour for the parachute.
I thought it was 150 inches.
The first time he threw the chute was when I went up there to the track with him, and the chute like didn't deploy, was just like dragging along the fucking track.
I'm like, well, I need to get used to this before I turn the car up. And then I threw it the first time just to like, okay, let's make sure everything deploys, and then it didn't deploy. I'm like, okay, good. Phil, help. And then
the second and third time, and what happened? It all deployed properly.
Well, no, I only did it a second time. Now is when I turned the car up to 14 pounds, and then I blew the motor. So
it was so weird because like the car was running, it sounded like fine, like it had like a slight misfire, maybe like it would like kind of like dip in RPMs, but it didn't sound like catastrophic, like rods were hanging out of it or bearings were toast. Like,
well, we actually found out what was wrong with it. Surprisingly, and I must have I had the greatest Gen 1 ever built because the bottom end is still in one piece and is still perfectly fine to run. It was actually a valve issue. I hung a couple exhaust valves.
Whoa.
Yeah, tulip them motherfuckers. No piston to valve contact though.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
very sketchy.
The new motor in your car, right? Is it the same heads on there, or did you replace heads also?
So the new motor is Gen 1 block. It is a Boss crank. It has Manley rods, Ross pistons, 11.5 to 1 pistons, Gen 2 RGR level 3 ported heads, Pack 1234X springs, L&M intake cams, Boss 302 exhaust cams, a Brett Barber race ported Cobra Jet with a VMP Twin 67, So Justin Starkey, don't pick on my boys too much because I am running your throttle body. Do it again, I'll get a monoblade, bitch. And then of course a PMAS 120.
Relax, I don't need him in my DMs anymore, bro.
I'll get his wife's DMs. Hey, my
I thought
boy
I got
Phil
kicked
wants to
out of
hit
the
you up.
VMP group though on Facebook, but it just turns out they changed the name of it, so I'm still in there. I didn't get booted yet.
I wanna know how he found it. 'Cause unless you guys, are you friends with him on Facebook?
No, sir.
No. Someone must have sent it to him.
We got ops watching. That's just how it is, man. You're always gonna
yeah.
have those weird ghost watchers that are like, I need to fucking watch shit so I can talk shit.
But it
I
was
just
all
about died when I
Jay's
looked at my
idea.
phone. I'm like, no way. No way.
Nice way to out yourself, Chris. I just said if he DMs any of my boys and you're over here like, well,
No.
God damn it. So yeah, this is the chaos that John has to live with now because he's stuck with this every time we go racing.
Yay!
Fuck you, Ryan. We know the marketplace guy. Phil knows the marketplace guy.
Oh, I know the marketplace guy very well. Sells you
Yeah.
a fucking good motor and then it's not good.
Well, Alex is a good guy. Alex Cusimano. That's who I got the motor from. He's
Oh, yeah,
legit.
yeah.
Very legit, very honest, and we've discussed plenty of things about this engine, and it's fine. I would not have bought this engine if it wasn't from him. I would have said, I'm going to save my money, and I will buy a Gen 3 stock block. You fucking dick. Ryan's on some bullshit tonight.
My buddy Sean, he's on some bullshit also saying that, I'll remember you calling my car a dud, call up post incoming. So I don't know. I guess I'll have to race him in the truck or something. I'm not racing him in the truck. I'm not fucking doing that.
Just race him in the 240. You'll be fine.
No, that car ain't fast.
Slow ass 240. So, John, what I guess I kind of want to talk about some of these tricks you're learning about grudge racing and negotiating, because that's been a fun thing we've been doing. So right now I'm John's hype man, and every time we grudge race somebody, I do the talking and get everything kind of figured out. I've said many a times, like, John's too nice. He is too polished and NMRA professional. If somebody would be like, hey man, I just want a good race, can you let me win? He might consider it. He might.
I've been loving it. I just let you handle all the business.
It's been working good. It's been working good. We raced just this past weekend, big turbo Fobra at Bunker Hill, and I told John, I'm like, hey, the first race they went at it head up, like no bullshit. So they went 2 out of 3, and they were both getting loose and driving it. But I could tell, like, that Fobra's got some top end. So I tell John next one, I'm like, hey man, double bulb the fuck out of him. Like there's no like countdown on the light. They're not gonna let it go until both cars are staged. But he doesn't know that, and even if he does, it's still gonna fluster him. So we get the car on the line. I'm pulling him in. Come on, John. And then gets in the first bulb. The other car starts pulling. I'm like, go, second bulb. He rolls right.
I think I seen that on the video. After you went to the first bulb, you're going like this, and I'm like, why the fuck is Jay doing that? I'm like, I'm pretty sure he knows how to stage a fucking car, but I guess I know now what you were doing. That's honestly because I seen on the video, I seen you doing that. I'm like, what the fuck?
I know he was gonna sit there and be like, no, it's fine. I'll go in courtesy stage. And I'm like, get the fuck in that second bulb. And sure enough, the guy we raced, he's like, dude, that had me all fucked up. Like, he's like, I didn't know what to do. That fucked me up. God damn it, Ryan.
There's no way that 240's definitely got more value than Jay's Mustang.
It really does. It really,
for sure.
Both of our cars. You're in the same boat as me, motherfucker.
Oh yeah. Well, what do you sell? Do you got it listed?
I haven't listed it yet. This weekend I'm gonna list it, so hopefully I get.
What's that thing gotta be? What's that thing worth?
27.5, 25, somewhere around there. Because I got a bunch of fucking parts for it, man, and they're all like discontinued, like OEM Nissan parts, and it's like the stuff that the purists go crazy for. So
meanwhile, we got RTR, bro.
Right.
Yeah, well, it's either that or I could have like VMSs on the car and shit. Just really cut up. I thought about making my 240 into like a grudge car though, but then because it's right-hand drive, the swaps aren't friendly with the with that motor swaps because of the right-hand drive, because of the steering shaft and all that shit.
You know,
There's no way to get around that.
You need a Pinto or a Fiat.
The 240,
Okay.
you could do a solid axle conversion with an 8.8. You know, you can make it basically like a Fox body and stuff, but
Think outside the box, man.
Mustang. I'd
Get
rather
a
just
Fiat.
mess with that. I'm buying a smart car next.
So I got another question. Now that you just reminded me, because you said right-hand drive. Jay, you called John Asian. What's up with that?
Oh, well, so I called John Asian because we went to an Ice Nine Kills concert up in the north side. Not with John, me and my girlfriend, we went up. And there's this picture of this realtor that's selling a business front, and it looks like John, but dude's got slanty eyes and the Kim Jong-un haircut. And I'm like, holy fuck, it's Asian John. So I stop in the middle of the sidewalk, take the picture, send it over to John. I'm like, holy fuck, you're Asian.
Do we have a picture?
John, I think John has the picture. Oh, we lost him. But I think one of us has the picture, but it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. And then he got the little knocking cat now on the dashboard. He just fully embraced it now. So it's always a good time.
He needs a link. A link to what?
He wants to get in with us.
Oh,
Come here and just wreak chaos.
oh.
Welcome back, buddy.
Hey, thank
Welcome
you.
back. Rejoice.
Rejoice.
I was telling the Asian John story and how it all started. Do you have the picture still by any chance?
I don't know. I'd have to look.
Well, at some point we'll get to that, but it was basically you take John, mix him with Kim Jong-un, ta-da, Asian John. Best way I can describe it. It was awesome. So, and it's been lucky for him. They say the Chinese are very lucky.
I can't fucking stand you, man.
What? It's not racist if it's funny.
Okay, so for
why is everybody
my brother's
coughing?
car,
I start talking about Chinese and we start coughing. Guys.
For my brother's car, it's a stock Gen 2 Coyote, right? Just a 18 intake manifold bolt-on car, T56 with 410 gears. Talking tires, I guess, for it. What tire would you recommend for it? Because, like, I think he should go to a 26 because it's a smaller tire diameter because he's only all motor and whatnot and has 410 gears in it. Like, he really needs that starting line ratio, and one way to make those gears shorter to get the car out the hole faster, I think, would be with a 26, like a stiff wall ET drag. But I don't know if he bought tires yet. He likes the way the car looks on 28s, but it's a Fox body. It's a 86 notch. So I don't know. We haven't really done any homework on it yet. Just kind of brainstorming ideas.
On a prep surface, I like the 26s. We actually ran a 471 gear with 26s.
I thought. Sorry, for a second there, I thought the ops were rolling up on me because I heard Lud Foe blasting in the background coming out of a Tahoe driving by, and then I thought they teleported over to John because John. Holy fuck, we got Ryan in here. Oh God. Now it's a party.
Oh yeah.
Next and Bio Supply says QuickTime Pro Hoosier. Yes, that is a good tire, but it ain't no Hoosier DL5.
Yeah, the problem with the QuickTime Pro is, well, it's a DOT tire. I guess it's not really a problem, but I don't know. I think
a DOT tire.
A slick would
I've never
be.
tried a QTP, but most guys that I know that have gone between the QTP and like a DO7, they say that the DO7 works way better. But from what I understand, they're the same compound, from what I've heard. But then again, I've never tried the QTP.
I don't have personal experience with it. I had someone local to me. They were running QTPs on their stick shift Mustang. It worked all right, but
how do I see the chat?
it's on the right side of your screen. You gotta click on
fucking poor to see it, motherfucker. Paint your car. Now you're sideways. This motherfucker doesn't even know how
What
to
the
use
heck?
landscape or portrait. You fucking caveman.
Ugh.
What's up, fucker?
Let's see. Does it?
Hey.
He just left.
I don't know.
I didn't boot him, did I?
Was I too mean to him?
Did
Yeah.
he just like leave?
Ryan, come back. I love you.
I'm like, I see there's a little circle with the arrow, like as if you were to rotate your phone or something. But no, that was the refresh button.
Oh, I thought you just thought it was like Kurt Cobain time, and I was like, oh fuck, this is all my fault.
There it is. Okay, got it.
What up, Nick?
But how come I can't see the damn? This is stupid.
My parents' mailbox is fine right now. It hasn't had a Jaguar run into it in a few years or so. So I think that it's doing fine right now. New post.
What happened?
We got tell a story. Tell a story, Phil.
So this is allegedly what happened.
Allegedly.
Right. I don't live with my parents anymore, but they still live up in Chicago. And someone was driving a Jaguar down the street one night, and it was like super late. And all of a sudden they hear like a smashing sound, and they come out and they see like a car like hit the mailbox. It was a Jaguar, and like the wheel was like bent in and stuff.
Oh shit!
And my parents were like, "Yeah, what the fuck is this?" And like they call the police. And then at the same time, like a tow truck pulls up. And then my parents are just like talking shit to the police and whatnot. And they're like, "Oh, well, is that your tow truck? That's pretty fucking fast." And like, "No, that tow truck isn't with us." And it turned out the person of the car was trying to get towed off before the feds arrived, and then they got caught. So.
Oh shit!
Great time. And it's one of Phil's neighbors.
Boy, oh boy.
Actually, I want to watch. Kim sent a video of John. It's a crazy wheel stand. Let's see if I can share this. So I'm excited to see this because I haven't seen it.
Oh, John's a wild man.
Let's see if I remember how to do this.
Boop.
Can you see it?
Hell yeah.
Oh, I remember that one.
Oh.
That's a fucking driver right there, boys.
I love how I had to load the video like 3 times. Like Chris is over at Jay's house with the internet.
Oh, here we fucking go again.
That one was close to the wall.
Damn it.
Yeah, it was.
That was
real
very close.
I guess you can't really see when you're up like that. I've never experienced it, but
Oh,
That looked
no.
like one of those wheel stands where like the rear tires jumped up too.
It might have. We've done that a few times where the car's gone up, went up on the bumper, and the tires come off.
the rear tires.
Yeah.
Can't say I've experienced that.
Being on a road course and where you take these cars and you go to like 3 wheels, that's kind of sketchy because then you could feel you've lost the grip. I can only imagine when you have when you're staring at the sky.
Yeah. And when you turn the steering wheel, it doesn't turn.
Yeah.
John is a professional wheel stander. I told him, like, if we ever really get bored and we're like, fuck, no prep, like we're not getting any car counts, like we'll just go to Byron and do the wheel stand competition. Knowing him, he could drag the whole fucking quarter mile probably if he really wanted to try. He's done some pretty sketchy wheelies. I don't know if we have the video of you doing the one at Wabash. That was, what, 4 gears? 4-gear wheelie?
3.
3?
Oh, shit.
Hold on. Back to the comments in the chat. I saw you were saying that Jay stopped making faces at the chat at certain people.
What?
He's trying to read. He's trying to read the word and sound it out in his mind. That's what's happening there.
No,
I actually saw a fat guy on a fucking, like, a wannabe crotch rocket, like a 300cc, not even a fucking actual real bike. And I mean, this dude had to be the same weight of his cc riding the motherfucker. Like, he looked like, you ever see a fat lady wearing a croc and the cankle is just spilling over the sides? That is what it looked like right now. And I was just like, damn, that is diabetes on wheels.
And
I
you're
heard
just
of
wishing to
meals
be
on
that.
wheels, but I never heard about diabetes on wheels.
And you're just wishing to be a backpack for that dude, huh?
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about it. I love going nut to butt every once in a while.
Like Look
I
at
want to
this
go nuts
weirdo
butt with you, Ryan.
lining- This weirdo lining John up here.
What weirdo? You seen somebody
You not
lining
see?
up John? Who's lining up John?
You
I don't
not-
know what you're talking about.
Can you not see the picture?
Nope.
Oh, because he's on his phone.
Can't see
I'm
fucking
on my
shit.
phone, but I can see it. It's really his internet. That's what it is.
I can't see
Oh.
fucking shit out this thing.
That doesn't change much, I guess.
Yeah, well, you know, we can't all be great like Phil Fez. Look at him. Look at him. That's just one beautiful motherfucker right there, dude. Phil, have you ever thought about becoming like a male Victoria's Secret model?
No, I'm good.
All right.
I'm not
I
like
was
Kevin
curious.
Seagate.
I was
I
curious. I
haven't
wanted to be
gotten
like,
over
yeah, Kevin Seagate.
Mustache.
Bro, Kevin Seagate, that guy is wild. I told someone at work about this story of Kevin Seagate. They're like, no fucking way. I showed him the blog and everything. I was showing him shit in the Patreon and stuff. And they're like, oh, wait, this is the real dude. And then it was insane. Like, they couldn't believe that that's a multi-million-dollar business owner right there.
That's fucked up. You
I
just see
still
what
haven't
John
forgiven
sends
you
me.
I still haven't forgiven you for shaving the mustache.
Well, my mom said it was ugly.
Your mom makes all the decisions? What's up?
No, I think she has my best interest, though.
Yeah, you look better
No,
without
we
it.
have your best interest, bro.
Bring it back. I'll bring it back just for you, Ryan.
Yeah.
Does she have your best
Any-
interest? Because she can't have you going out like that with that fucking hairline.
Look,
You got a
Mom's-
goddamn six head.
Mom's trying to prevent you from being, taken from her,
Y'all wonder where my fucking internet's at. It's in fucking Phil's forehead. He's taking
Yeah.
Jay forgot his internet at Walmart in the Great Value section.
Oh,
Jay's
fuck
internet is
you.
processing just like his fucking turbo spool up time.
Oh, fuck.
Jay's internet is as fresh as the deli section.
Oh my god.
I'm just letting this go.
I mean, what
Let
else
it
are you going to
happen.
do?
It's
Put it
so
on clear?
Jay's just so irresponsible with his funds. So maybe John can help Jay out and just get him.
Next time I'm putting you out of the groove, Jay. Next time I come up there and crew for you, I'm gonna have the headset, the Waffle House menu. I'm gonna not
Fuck
put you
yeah.
in the groove.
Fuck yeah. See, that's what we got to do, John. When we start going to more races, like, fuck the Hawaiian shirts. I got to start wearing more ridiculous shit. I don't know if y'all have noticed this, but the last couple races we've been going to, I try to be as ridiculous as I can with Hawaiian shirts, or actually, I bought this stupid golfer polo that is literally palm trees, and it's fucking fluorescent yellow and pink.
They make a Hawaiian shirt, though, with, all the different sex positions.
There we go. That's the one I'm wearing, John. We go to War in the Woods, I'm wearing that.
Okay.
Or you can get a poop one.
Nah, corn dogs. Corn dogs.
Jesus.
Fucking
Glizzies.
corn dogs.
I
Glizzies.
feel like there's got to be
Yes.
a company that makes just about any Hawaiian shirt. You just got to provide them the images for the pattern.
Okay, hear me
Probably
out.
on Amazon.
I get a Hawaiian shirt and it's just a print of John's face.
Oh man.
Hey, Jay, did you have an e-boost controller on your car at all?
No,
This guy has
What's
a
up,
legit question. We're just
any of y'all know anything about the eBoost 2 controller? I am not familiar with it. I'm not even.
Don't
I'm-
ask the question to Jay because he's no longer turboed.
I
He
barely
was
know
turbo
about
for like
turbos.
10 minutes.
Well,
He was turbo
Jay's
for 10
boost
minutes.
control had the rabbit on there and then the turtle on the other end.
Yeah. And I had it set to the fucking iguana, so I don't know what I was doing wrong.
What front and rear springs are you running on an S197? Well,
Coil
I run
loaders.
110-pound Viking springs in the rear of my car. The front, I don't know. It's whatever came on my Viking Crusaders.
110?
But
Holy
I have a
shit.
coilover on the
You guys
front
are
end of the
soft.
Yeah. And
Yes,
I
the
got
S197 loves a soft spring. Another
Yeah,
good spring
we're
for
drag
the
race
497
guys.
would be the Ford Racing Cobra Jet springs.
I'm at like 200 plus on mine.
Yeah, you need to make them softer so you could like get that squat.
get the
Oh, I
trans.
got anti-squat. I don't have squat.
Oh well.
for
Okay.
for front and rear springs, I would highly suggest skip over the hey, I'm gonna buy off the shelf shit. Like get something that's more tailored to your car because I have done that as well. Granted, it can work. You can go fast. Save your money. Get a good set of coilovers. Get springs that are tailored to your car for your car's weight and what you're trying to do.
Just
Don't fuck
DM
around.
JMac.
Yeah, just hit me up. Let's get you set up with some fucking AFCOs and get you set up, with some proper suspension.
Yeah, I'll probably be hitting Jay up when my car's out and about again. But I want to have all the data of like the power it makes and all that other.
Well, with my car not running, I may just send you my shit and be like, here, try it.
We'll see.
Bomb pop shirt. Yeah, she did. She tried to actually get me to wear a bomb pop shirt to Bunker Hill. But I didn't want to do it. I couldn't do it. Bomb pops are not my jam. I don't really like them. You know, they don't really taste all that well. I'm more of an orange creamsicle kind of guy. You know, Charlie Brown shirt. See, that doesn't do it. We can't do a Charlie Brown shirt because we got a blue fox body. I think, like, I don't know. We need something blue. Like, we need a shirt that has some funny ass blue character. Like, we need like blue balls. A shirt with just blue balls all over it.
You could have like Hims or like Blue Chew or something.
That's already taken.
But that's like Jimmy Dale's thing.
Everybody in No Prep is fucking unoriginal as shit. You know how many Hush Moneys and fucking Blue Chews I know of locally here? And it's like, wow, guys, you really couldn't think of anything else? I bought a Fairmont and I named it Hush Money, and nobody's ever called it this. Not the guy from London Racing that had this car for over 15 years. He's not Hush Money. I am. Like, yeah, you're stupid. Same with fucking Blue Chew. Hey, I bought a blue car. It's Blue Chew because I'm stupid and unoriginal.
That's like love Mike Corley, but the shop truck thing. It's like, holy fuck, how many trucks are called shop truck?
Everything's farm truck or shop truck.
Like,
Farm truck,
we
shop
named
truck,
it. We named it
Ringo.
Mad Cow when he had the first wrap on it, the black and white. That was perfect. He should have stuck with Mad Cow, but he didn't want it. He wasn't having it.
We need a good one for. There you go, John. We can call your car the Cookie Monster.
All right.
Or you could be Dory.
That's original.
Dory? Nah, Dory's retarded. John's not
From
retarded.
Finding Nemo. Or Stitch.
Stitch? Nah, that's another one that people like. You know, I've seen a few Stitches.
There's Mordecai. What else is blue that is fucking
Yeah, we need something ridiculous. We're going to name live right now. Drop it in the comments. We're naming John's car. It is a blue fox body that does massive wheelies and absolutely ear fucks you into the burnout.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Did you say Sonic the Hedgehog?
Sonic. Not Sonic. Sonic.
Xanax.
Or Xanax.
No! God damn it!
Oh,
Never remember.
Blue waffle.
Oh, God!
Taylor, that's unhinged. We can't be saying that.
Blue waffle. Wow. My pet monster.
Oh, shit.
You know, John does have a pet monster. Just gonna leave that one alone.
Go.
Viagra. No, we don't need Viagra. No, stop with the boner pills. I'm yelling out boner pills. Meanwhile, there's children in this parking lot.
Jeez.
Yeah, no more boner pills. We need something different. Like, although you know, I have thought Preparation H would be pretty funny.
I feel like vehicle names, they just have to happen. It's not something you can just sit and make up a name. It's got to happen.
But see that? What up, Teeter? What's going on, brother? It's my homie. He's local to me. He's got a badass YouTube channel. He's actually on his second Deep Impact Blue S197.
Oh, nice.
Blue Dini is what he calls it, and it is a badass car. The man is not fucking around with cheap parts. He's doing his car well. He's actually a very respectful, cool fucking guy, man. Known the guy for a minute. Just want to give him a little shout out for our 17 viewers that are watching this. Go check his channel out. He's fucking dope. And if you need good videography or photography, that's your man right there. So shout out to him. I'm really thinking. I'm thinking, John. I Preparation H might not be a bad name. Oh, there it is.
There's this channel there.
Oh shit, he's
6,000
certified,
subs.
bro. He's got more subscribers than all of us.
But us, and we're shouting him out.
Together.
Hey, we need a shout out now.
I think Chris has the most.
Yeah, Chris is
I'm
an OG.
almost at 3.
I just hit 500 watch hours on YouTube actually last week.
I just hit 300 subscribers finally. Yeah, I'm still thinking though, man. How many guys have we raced, John, that they've been pretty butthurt afterwards?
A lot.
You should get their reactions.
We tried to get our buddy from Saturday, but he hurried up and loaded his car up after. So we fucked him up in the grudge race, and then he immediately hot lapped the car and wicked that motherfucker up to the point where it was on a 2-step spitting fucking fireballs and doing all this crazy shit, and then just loaded it up on the trailer. And we're like, okay, bye. We love you too. So I think Preparation H is a contender.
With you guys have like a GoPro 360 or a 360 camera you put on the John's car when you race?
I'll be honest with you guys, I don't know how to use a GoPro.
He doesn't even have proper Wi-Fi, bro.
Don't you have a GoPro?
He has a GoPro. We just don't know how to use it.
Just get a GoPro and just have it facing backwards the whole time and just do like what Jimmy Dale does and like put the race in like reverse and then slow-mo and just kind of show the gap like several times of the same point of view.
That's a thing. We're going to do that. So my homework is to figure out how to use the GoPro for the next race when we race one person that shows up.
Dude, it's an app. You just connect your phone to the app and then stop.
You know, my phone barely connects to the internet, Phil. Okay. All right.
We'll get it figured out.
We're going to have to. It'd be pretty dope.
And then you got to start womping also and hitting. Does your blue hatch have hazards, John?
Yes.
You got to throw the hazards also and be all disrespectful.
No, you know what? No, it doesn't. No.
We can make that happen.
We could.
Why are you showing my channel, Chris? Don't look at my disappointments.
On the War in the Woods video.
That was the only one.
Awesome.
That was like the only one, and it was because people were in the comments being a perv about Tess. That was the only reason that thing got views.
Oh.
Like, you nasty sons of bitches. It was pretty bad. There's one dude that was like a total creep. We're gonna put him on blast. Oh God, the comment section is horrible.
Doesn't look too bad.
Well, I've also done a nice job of like, hey, this needs to go. This needs to go.
Dude, like, I don't know how they like Tess does it. Like, all those guys are fucking weirdos.
I literally there was a Gen 2 garage video that like a bunch of fucking, I mean, these dudes were like 40, 50-year-old plus talking about Allison of like, she's a really gorgeous young lady. And this, I'm like, y'all motherfuckers need Jesus. Like, for real, dude. Y'all motherfuckers are like triple her age. And you guys are talking about, oh my God, she's so beautiful. Like, I'd love to, you don't want to do anything. You'd love to fucking get a knock on your door from Chris Hansen, motherfuckers.
Yeah, wasn't there some old lady chirping her? I think I seen that on Facebook the other week too, calling her fat or some shit.
John was present for this.
Oh fuck!
I scorched earth, motherfucker. Like after I commented, she disappeared.
Yeah, people say some fucked up things, man. There's a lot of fucked up people online.
Hey Ryan, that's a good idea. The next comment, I think you should start first though.
I should figure out if you guys can share comments too, so I don't have to fucking do it all the time.
I don't know how to do it. You guys? No, because I'm not a host because I'm poor, and you don't let me. You don't love me.
You can show comments on the screen too. I didn't even know I could do that. There we go.
We're all learning. It's a learning procedure.
Yeah,
it's all good. We never claim to be professional. The only professional one here is John. He's worldwide famous. They know him in California.
Yeah. I've never been in any magazines.
So, John, with the blue car, has it always been a Coyote car, or what was like the combo before that?
So I got that car back in 2010, and it had a 2-valve 4.6 in it. And we raced that in factory stock. And then about a year or two after they allowed Coyotes in factory stock, then we put a Coyote in it.
And then your red car, I'm sure that was like a pushrod motor at first.
Oh, yeah. It saw a pushrod until 2012 or 13, and then pulled everything out of it, and it's sat ever since. So now finally trying to get around to get it back together.
Do you miss
You
the
said you're
push rod? Or so you're trying to put like your old like push rod motor back in the car, or
Yeah,
You said Gen 2, I thought. Were you going to put a Gen 2 in it?
Gen 2.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. You got a sneak peek.
oh wow,
Let me put that on the big screen.
Pretty.
There we go.
Slowly but surely.
And that one's getting a G101A as well?
oh, that's it.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have 3 of them, so it was like one was supposed to be for the red car, one for the blue car, and then one is a backup spare.
So you're going to race both the cars then, John? Is that the plan?
Yes.
Yeah. But they're going to be similar setups.
Pretty much identical.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna somehow figure out how to drive 2 cars at once.
Yeah.
Not literally.
He's a man of many talents. Let me tell you.
Gen 3.
No.
The one in the Gen 2.
The red car is a Gen 2.
Blue car is Gen 3.
Yes. The blue car will spin up to about 7,500, and the blue car spins up to about 8,500.
It is absolute, like, I can't say the word I want to say it, but ear grape.
And those are factory valve springs too? In the
Gen 3, yes. In the Gen 2, no.
But the Gen 3, you're spinning to 8,500 RPM.
No. The Gen
The
3
Gen 2.
75.
Oh, okay. I was like, holy shit.
Now, if we took the rev limiter off the tune, then yeah, I'd spin it to 8,500.
So, do we need to play with that ProCal?
No.
'Cause, fuck.
I don't think we could change it because it's got the NMRA tune in there.
Ah, yes. Are they all motor cars or boosted? Well, they're all motor when we don't have a bottle in it. I don't know,
So
John.
back when you were street racing, was it all NA or were you nitrous back then? Or
Oh, no, I haven't. I've always been NA my whole life. I have never touched a power adder until Jay came along.
Yep.
Even though my brother-in-law is John Urist of Hellion Turbo, I've always been NA though.
Yeah. It's.
I'm back.
Oh fuck! Here comes the fucking gremlin.
Okay. So I had a
This
question.
guy's
I had a
like
question.
herpes. He just
I
doesn't
had a
go
question,
away.
John. So supposedly Coyote stock guys run really low oil, right?
So there's a little bit of truth to that. So we all run oil accumulators, okay?
Okay.
And so the issue in Coyote stock was, especially with that class, and you've always seen the big wheelies from that class, right?
Right.
They have a tendency to lose oil pressure real bad. So
Yeah.
with the accumulators, it would see the low oil pressure, dump the oil in, right? Now, some guys I know have ran lower oil, and I've done it a few times, but I've gone back to running 8 quarts of oil.
Now, is that 8 quarts of 5W20, 30, 0,
So for me,
50?
it depends on what I grab at the store, 520 or 530. We've ran zero weight, we've ran it all.
Okay.
Honestly, I think that we ran better with the 520.
Yeah, because there's a little less resistance there. So actually I've started a little experiment on my own with my little daily F-150 where I bought an extra amount of 5W50, which I use for road racing on my Mustang, but I put it in the F-150 and I have noticed significant loss of mile per gallon, which, just trying to look at it, it obviously it has some effect at, I guess, some sort of force or rotating through the engine, right?
Right. You mean running the heavier oil?
Right. So
Yeah.
because that was part of why I did the experiment to figure out like if 5W50 in my F-150, that's where I try to maintain 18 miles per gallon running down the highway at 65 miles an hour. If I'm struggling to do that, that just kind of validates that if the Coyote stock guy is running thinner oil, it must take less power away from those guys running a lower weight oil, right?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So that's why I was curious. I was curious, like, is it 5W20 kind of thing, or is it less? Like, is some people going a little riskier?
Yeah, they are riskier. There definitely is.
Just learned something
So
new
when you
today.
say they would run low oil, like how low?
I've got in trouble back in factory stock. I got yelled at by NPR that did my Gen 2 because I was only running like 5 quarts of oil. I got smacked for that one. But yeah, I mean, guys will run, instead of running 8, 9 quarts, they'll run 5 or 6 quarts of oil, and with Coyote stock with the accumulator, okay, if I get low oil pressure, my accumulator will kick in and dump that extra quart and a half of oil in the engine. I mean, there was a lot of tricks, gray areas, and things going on in class racing. There always is, right? But over the last year to 3 years, we've heard a lot of what was going on, and there were guys just straight out cheating, but unless you get caught or it's in the rule book, it is what it is.
So to answer Ryan's in the chat's comment, why do some guys run 5W50 for some of the boosted Gen 3 cars, and what's better for lower or higher? So the reason why I was asking the question and I brought it up and why I said that I run 5W50, so I road race, and you want that oil to kind of coat and really stick around, and then also you have that extra like pillow and cushion of the thicker viscosity whenever it's up the temperature and running. So it's a little bit more protection for all those parts that you want to prevent from actually touching and friction to make contact with. So that's why some guys are running 5W50. It's just a better protection for all your rotating parts.
That's what I run in mine too. I run 550 in my Gen 3. Not in my truck. Obviously, in the car I run 550. In the truck I run 520. But I am thinking of changing it. So what gen is your F-150, right?
So mine's a Gen 3, but you just don't need it. So that was the whole point of why I put 550 in my truck was to validate, and because I didn't know, and it was just one of those things. I had a pretty good idea that running thicker oil meant you'd have a little bit of loss of power because the truck is trying to shovel through and get through that thicker oil when it really kind of doesn't have to, and it doesn't have the power to kind of go through it because it's literally just your basic bone stock truck. And so you lose the mile per gallon because it's kind of treading through.
Have you noticed the Coyote tick go away with the 550? Because
it doesn't
it's hard
go.
to tell on my because it's hard to tell with my car because it's way too loud. But with my F-150 Gen 3, it's on 520, and the Coyote tick is very bad in it. So it's about to be out of warranty, so I'm going to try switching it up. But yeah.
Also the little, if you're running through a parking lot and you hit that part throttle like this, and you hear the cam phases go,
Oh yeah.
That doesn't solve it either.
But my Gen 3 goes through oil too. The truck does. The car.
Mine doesn't go through oil. But mine does a reasonable amount. But I literally am a polar opposite of how I drive my F-150, baby it, compared to what I do, beat the shit out of my Mustang. But
too. It's pretty cute hearing Coyote guys talk about how they go through oil. This fucking LS, this fucking 6.0 fucking burns oil like it's goddamn free. I go about a quart every fucking month. So fuck you guys. I win that competition, bitches.
My F-150 reminds me of my Hondas back in the day. I feel like my fucking Honda's putting oil a liter in this thing every couple weeks.
Did you say a liter?
Yeah.
Like a liter of cola?
Like a liter of cola.
American here.
What does that convert to? What's a liter? What?
Chris, I just said I drive an LS truck. I'm not smart.
Quart, yeah. Ryan, you don't need to alter anything in a Coyote engine to run 5W50 oil. So
No,
so
actually, incorrect. Hit up your tuner. You need a tune. You need to get a revision for
don't listen.
550.
Look, don't listen to the
Especially
guy
if
who
you're
lives off
tuned by
of
Lund,
Walmart
definitely
deli
email them in the
popcorn
ticket
chicken.
system and tell them you
Okay,
need a revision.
this man doesn't know what quality mac and cheese is. He just knows
I don't-
what Walmart feeds him.
And Jay's telling people to listen to their tuner. He's the guy that never listens to the tuner. Whatever the tuner says, he does the opposite. Oh,
That's
don't
why
run
he
that
ended up with
turbo.
a.
Why is that
That's why he
turbo?
ended up with another tuner because of his turbo kit.
Ain't never doing that shit again.
But no, you do not need to modify anything part of the engine. It's actually recommended and called for in Ford's manual for certain vehicles if they're boosted or if they are track vehicle that you run 5W50. You just pour it on in or as an alternate oil. So yeah, to answer that question. And basically, all it does is it's just a little bit thicker and a little bit harder for it to make content.
To make content?
Oh, thicker and
Content.
harder to make content.
Yep.
Fuck me, dude. What the hell?
If you
So
want to see more
basically,
of that,
what
go
you
to
want to
Garage
do?
Cult Coyotes YouTube channel, OnlyFans.
Ryan
Thicker and
actually
harder
runs
content.
Johnson & Johnson's baby oil in his engines.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said that Ryan runs Johnson & Johnson's baby oil, like Diddy. That's what he runs in his engines. So
that's what the Coyote stock guys told me to run.
Did you get a tune revision? Did you get the Diddy revision? We need the Diddy tune.
Whoa,
We need to make that a thing. It needs to be the Diddy tune. Revision for oil, Diddy tune.
Donkey balls. What's up with that? Just don't let Trevor from TC Tune tune your car. I'm assuming that's a joke.
I don't know who TC Tune is, so
he's a buddy of mine.
He's Canadian.
Mine up here. He tunes a ton of LS stuff. So I think a little bit. He's been tuning a bit of Coyote stuff, but primarily LS.
So John, I got another Coyote stock question.
Yes.
Water pumps. Do you have to run the stock water pump?
No. We have an electric water pump.
That's what I thought. It's because it's a little it's more or less rotating resistance there, I guess.
And we run such small radiators in there, like
just enough to get down the pass and back down the lane.
Yes, actually, let me see if I can figure this out real quick. Can't figure out how.
Probably have some sort of calculation to like get them just far enough down the lane. And golly, dude,
see how small that one is?
It's a liter of cola right there.
Yeah, that's going in the red car. And
that was the one that was in my Honda.
And yeah, it's exactly what it is. It is.
Yeah, it is.
And that's what we got in the blue car. But like, I don't even turn the water pump on when we make passes.
Man,
just because
that Coyotes.
And I've always been like that, only for the single fact of it's a stick car, right? What's the biggest important thing is to keep the clutch cool, right? So we tow the car up, and sometimes I'll tow the car back, so I don't even need to turn the water pump on. Now, like when we're at War in the Woods, like I don't run an alternator either. War in the Woods, we had to drive it all the way down into staging, then drive it all the way back uphill, downhill. Temperature was an alarm. Oil pressure was low. Battery got low. You
got like a golf cart battery in there, or like an anti-gravity one?
In the car, it's one of those was it X Power or whatever?
Yeah,
batteries.
XS.
Okay.
Yeah, the XS ones.
What are the rules on throttle bodies and intake manifolds?
So stock.
Okay, so stock, unported, untouched.
Yes, and so throughout the years, even in factory stock, they would tell you stock, right? Well, guys were starting to take intakes and throttle bodies from other cars, right? Cobra Jet.
It's a stock throttle.
this. And they're like, well, the rules say stock. So they started putting in their part numbers, right? Like in factory stock, guys were changing out the cams and doing this and doing that. And they're like, well,
I have a stock GT500 intake manifold. No, sir, that's a supercharger.
Well, there was back in like 20 or 21, somebody had a GT350 intake on there, which wasn't allowed technically. And then at the end of the year, they were doing the video on this car in Bowling Green, and there was a towel over the car. And then all of a sudden we noticed, wait a minute, that's not a stock Gen 2 intake or stock Gen 3 intake. That's a GT350 intake, right?
Mm.
And this was literally like right after Bowling Green. And a month later in December, the rules came out for the following year. Oh, look, GT350s are now allowed in the class, 350 intakes. But yeah, so it's in the when the NMRA was there, those rules they got to the point they were very specific on exactly part number, everything, right?
So I'm wondering if there's any type of trickery or cheating that could possibly happen with like fuel systems.
Oh yeah. So I've heard all kind of things, especially about Coyote stock in the past few years. Some guys have gotten caught. Some guys have not got caught. There was always the fuel system inside of a fuel cell inside of a fuel cell, right?
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times, through the NMRA, when they would check, they'd watch you pull you have to pull your fuel from a fuel sample point off the regulator in the engine compartment, But now that I'm not in the circuit anymore, like my first few years racing, if I wasn't sure my fuel was going to pass, not that I cheated, but I'd have like old fuel or bad fuel, I would stick the fuel inside of a water bottle, which I know I shouldn't have done. Keep it in the car, make the pass, go into tech. They hand me a cup, and I dump the bottle into the cup. Oh, here's my fuel. Stupid shit like that. But I mean, I've heard stories where people were just straight out using different fuel. There was one race I showed up in, and they asked me about my ECU, and I'm like, it's right there. And he's like, well, where's your real ECU? I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't have any other ECUs. And he's like, where's your real one? I'm like, that is my real one. Guys had fake ECUs in the car where they had this ECU that had the stock tune on it, and they had another ECU that was fully tuned, custom tuned, There was all kind of
any nitrous fogging happening?
That I no. The last time I heard that happen was back in the Billy Glenn days,
Yeah.
where they had the nitrous in the roll bar and shit like that.
Or like a frame rail or something, and all you had to do was hit a certain parameter and it starts spraying nitrous in the engine bay.
We heard like when I ran factory stock, there was some rumors floating around about people doing that, but never nothing. If there were, they never got caught,
Yeah. So we talked about fuel. We kind of talked about air delivery. I kind of have an idea that the springs the go-to springs for that class is like pack 1, 2, 3, 4s.
Yes. For factory stock, it was actually. I think they're up in the attic. I was going to get them down, but now that Coyote stock, you can't do anything, right? You can't touch the engine, period. Now
because it has to be like sealed up, right?
Oh yeah, like mine still has 3/4 of all the seals on it, but now that I don't have to worry about that no more. Going back to one of the earlier questions, yeah, now I can upgrade all I want,
Really pull out all the tricks.
Oh yeah.
So trying to think of what other rotating is what other advantages are possible with Coyote stock, because now I'm just trying to think of like all the little myths, and the big ones were already asked for sure, but now I'm trying to reach. Like, what about weight? Is there a weight thing for?
Yeah, well, there was a weight limit. We had to be 3,000 pounds, but a lot of that's we got crazy with that. Titanium wheel studs, aluminum nuts, lug nuts. Titanium.
I've heard that before with Grudge racers. Yeah, they'll swap all their hardware with titanium stuff.
Oh, we had
titanium, Tony.
Ring gear bolts, titanium flywheel bolts. Actually, I can get a set out right here. That's a bag of titanium ring gear bolts.
Are those the ones you sheared off?
No. But yeah, it got crazy. I mean, the amount of money we were spending just for the smallest weight to reduce the rotating weight, the rotating mass. I mean, yeah, does it help? Especially in classes like that. Once you spend so much money and you can't do anything else, then you start trying to go after the little stuff, you know.
So nitrous
is
and
that
bias fly,
class?
they shouldn't be spraying at all. So if
I'm
they
sorry.
are spraying, they're just trying to spray whatever they probably could if they were cheating or trying to get to
Well,
it.
I never heard anything about any nitrous or anything in coyote stock. That's
I can't say how much we're spraying, but I can tell you that stock Gen 1 handled 200 no problem in my car. What we're
So
spraying in John's car is not discussable at the moment.
James, it's funny you say that because I told my parents today how much we were spraying, and their jaws dropped.
It's under 200, I promise.
So along with titanium hardware and stuff, is there rules that talk about quarter panels, roof panels?
Yes, all that's so like you can go underneath and gut things, right? But you still have to have all the factory panels. Beyond that, I think the only lightweight components you could have was like the fiberglass, the hood, and the trunk lid, right?
Gotcha. What about doors? Doors can be
No, doors had to be the stock steel.
stock doors.
Yeah.
Okay, very interesting. So what's cage requirements for that?
Certified, I want to say 8-point or 10-point and above.
Okay, then. So that's not too bad.
No, we had ours done by Team Z, and it was a full 12-point window net, halo, front dash bar.
So what's your strategy on? I know I'm sorry if I'm all over the place. So what's your
No,
strategy on rear end gearing and that situation?
So I haven't.
Yes, stock pistons and gap, by the way. Yes.
Wait, what's that?
There's someone taking notes, like he's asking all the right questions.
Yeah,
we're gonna get
guys,
the formula.
Yeah, it was stock pistons and ring gap, just good fuel and NGK 6510s gapped at 34.
That's not a rear end strategy. Oh, you're talking about that guy. Never mind.
I was just replying to the guy's comment. Sorry.
Ryan's all about the rear ends. He wants to know more about John's rear end.
So our strategy in coyote stock was on a 26-inch tire, 9-inch rear end, and the strategy I see for a lot of guys is to come across the finish line at the rev limiter. Yeah. Either right on the rev limiter, or literally you're on the rev limiter for like 3 to 5 feet going through the finish line. Right now, has my strategy changed? No, I haven't even really looked at my strategy because I should probably re-gear the car. Now we broke the rear end in it a couple months ago, sheared off all the ring gear bolts, and I just grabbed what was in the red car. I literally went underneath the red car, grabbed the center section, yanked it out, and threw it in the blue car. I didn't even look to see what size gear it was. So honestly, I don't even know what gear is in there.
So is that, I guess, is that something to where I guess that's another question. So if you could, of course, have whatever Billy Badass rear axle you could possibly want, but at the same time, that could hurt yourself by going overkill and overbuilt to a point that it would add weight, right? If you would get a more robust axle, more robust.
Oh yeah, I have 40 spline axles in my car.
Oh dang! Okay.
Now, granted, they're all gun drilled and hollow, right?
Right.
But it's a 9-inch rear end, strange aluminum center section, 40 spline axles. Is it overkill? Well, when I was running the circuit, I didn't think so because I've twisted every size spline axle there has been. So finally, we went to 40 spline, right?
It's a 40 spline, and you just go ahead and just check it off as a consumable, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much anything on a race car is consumable.
Yeah.
I mean, you've named it, and I've gone through it multiple times on a race weekend at some point in my life. Like earlier, we're talking, I went through 3 transmissions in one race weekend. Another one went through 2 rear ends. Another one, 3 engines. So it's anything and everything on a race car is consumable.
Yeah, and to that point, if and a little insight to me, I'm actually on my 5th alternator on my engine. If anybody's curious at how long bearings last for a road race car. on an
Oh yeah,
alternator.
you put a lot of abuse on that.
And it's not your stock one that you get from the auto parts store or from the Ford. It's the high output, the one with the updated bearings and everything too.
Oh wow.
And it's got the power by the hour clutchless pulley, which is a larger pulley to slow it down.
Now, will that charge like my cars are 14 volt? Do they make something specific for the voltage charging, or is it just a 12 volt you run?
So for me, I'm just running stock stuff. It's definitely running probably at 14. I see on the what the readout is that it's 14 volts.
Okay.
It's almost like it's constantly recharging. So
Learning. We are learning.
but yeah, it is a 200 amp from Ford Ford Racing. So it's yeah. If anyone was curious on how that works. So what about transmissions? Is there any rules, or is there maybe preference or things that people gravitate?
There are some rules. Before they used to have specific ruling, like real specific ruling on transmission ratios, and then they finally opened it up a little bit so that you can. I don't think there now. I don't, or at least when I left, I don't think there was any a rule anymore for the specific ratios. I think you can run at that time anything you wanted. They did limit. I don't recall the exact list, but they did limit what transmissions you could run, and it was a very short list.
Gotcha. Probably, I guess, probably the top of the list of that would be like something with short ratios, huh? Or real close ratios, huh?
You talking gear wise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess that might be something else. A whole another aspect to that.
So yeah, I mean, we were changing gear ratios. Like my buddy that I use out of Lafayette, Sean Scobie Transmissions, he does all the work on my transmissions for me, and we've tested different ratios, multiple different ratios, and that. But yeah, everything is REM coded, cryo treated, blah 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 blah. We've done all that stuff.
Yeah.
Gears in the rear end, ceramic bearings throughout the car, literally, and the transmission, and on the rear end axles, the front bearings. You got to the point where it was just dumping money to get any little advantage.
So he says, what fuel are we using spraying a Coyote for John's car? That's another one. I think we'll keep that one.
Oh, I don't care. You can tell them. The same fuel we ran in the circuit.
So C10 is.
Well, I think that's part of the rules is they have to use somewhat of the common fuel.
Well, now we're not allowed. We're not basically having to follow a rule set. So he's still staying with the C10. When I was spraying, I was doing it on X85. Moose piss. Yeah, you can put moose piss in it if you want. You could use maple syrup.
Chris goes out back and milks it himself.
But I will say,
I'm gonna put a tariff on that shit though.
MS-109 does work very well. MS-109 is awesome. But I have done it on X85. I've done it on C85. John does it on C10. Ask your tuner. Ask your tuner what they prefer. My new combo is going to be a pump 93 on the base and then a standalone running MS-109 or moose piss.
Now, with Coyote stock, would you say that racing series is kind of just holding together, or is it growing, or is it slowing down? Like from what you see, like.
Well, you got to remember, Coyote stock was originated in the NMRA, right? And the NMRA is no longer around. And it seems like a lot of the tracks, or I shouldn't say a lot of tracks, but a few tracks have picked up a lot of the NMRA classes, right? And Coyote stock being one of them. From my personal opinion, that class was growing very well. I mean, it had 16 to 20 plus cars at every race, even from the beginning when it first started, right? Toward the end, though, the class dwindled a little bit, but I try to keep up, at least in the background, with a lot of the guys that raced in that class, and I don't see a lot of them racing that class anymore that was picked up at these other tracks.
Yeah.
But seeing that some of these tracks are, you know, all the Coyote stock guys, most of them are from the Midwest, some from Pennsylvania, out that way, you know, some from the South, but it just, I don't know. It doesn't, I don't want to say it's falling apart, but you don't see the car count anymore that much.
Do you think it might be kind of a cost thing?
Yes and no. So, you know, a lot of people look at us as class racers and be like, why would you spend that kind of money and you only run this fast? Right? Like, if you look at the bigger picture, the amount of money that I've stuck into my 2 cars over the past 26 years, 27 years, I could have bought a couple of houses, right? And I was always limited by the rules, but I enjoyed the class racing, right? It was competitive because everybody had to follow a set of rules. You know, now if I look back, I said, oh, I could have took that money and built a 6-second car, right? Or I could have bought this many cars or this. Nobody wants to spend the type of money it takes to be a competitive class racer.
It sounds like Coyote stock sounds like it's like the NA guy, the max effort NA guy on steroids.
It is. It is.
Coyote Fury.
Sorry, Mondo.
Like you could take my car when it was in full Coyote stock trim, and you could take 800 pounds out of the car because that's how much weight I had to add to it to be at class weight. You know, it's insane how fast. Like even my car was not a top tier Coyote stock car, not by far. I was one of the slowest guys in the class, and we can never figure out why. I could out 60 half the cars in the class, but after that, I was one of the slowest cars, right? And it still was no slouch. But I go out to the local track and it just dominates.
It's the truth.
Interesting.
The truth.
Jay, you don't know what that means. Stop.
Oh, yes, I do, because I think I would probably say the reason we haven't had car counts in stick shift locally, at least, is probably because of John.
Yeah.
And I feel bad. It sucks. Like if I'm really the problem, it sucks. But then if I don't show up, what am I going to do? You know.
I know we go to our local 8th mile track with HSF, and my buddy with this Ford Explorer, it's now become notorious at the test and tune.
Yeah,
and it's quite annoying because you either find the fastest Billy Badass guys who we don't even have no business racing wanting to call us out, or we show up to the starting line by ourselves, you know, because everyone refuses to line up.
Yeah.
And it's just test and tune. It's not like we're trying to go race anybody.
Right.
That's how the street racing shit became for me. The last 2 seasons, I haven't lost a single race on the street. And it was like everybody pumps their chest and like, oh, that fucking car's slow, that fucking car's junk. And then they get fucked up by it 2-3 times. And then it's, well, you did this. Well, what about this? But I almost had you, but you didn't want to run me back. Yes, because I have to race you 57 times in a night until my car breaks, I run out of gas, or you finally get lucky and win because I'm just like, you know what, dude, I'm just going to fuck it, 3-2, fuck you. I'm going to blow my shit up.
I feel like, John, I definitely hear you, but I feel like for Jay, I hear you, but I feel like for John's case, how do you recover mentally from like he's just an NA Coyote guy, you know, like what's going on? Because like when you see the guy who doesn't know better, right? He's like he's just an NA Coyote guy.
Over the past few years, we've had to deal with this for many years, right? People will be like, "Oh, what's in that? Oh, there's an Ellis in there. Oh, it's this or that," you know, and we're like, "No, it's a stock Coyote." And I've popped the hood and I've literally shown them the seals on the car. Like, no, it's a stock naturally aspirated Coyote. Now, granted, now we're running nitrous, but I've been in that seat many, many times, and I just tell them it's stock, it's naturally aspirated, you know.
Yeah, right now you're focusing on the bait here. You know, not that you're baiting people, but you're focusing on the wrong thing of the car that's making him fast. Yes, it propels him down, but at the same time, there's a whole lot more to the recipe that makes it all work together.
See, that's the plus side about it, though. And that's the funny thing is we go out and we race guys with double the horsepower with turbo combinations and supercharged combinations, and we fuck them up. And it's just, but it's an NA Coyote. And that's the thing, and that comes down to like what the street car guys do. What do the street car guys do with the NA cars? Well, I changed my manifold, I changed my cold air, I changed my tuner. Now my car is X this amount faster. It's like you get a car with a very well vetted setup with COM stage 3s, Cobra Jet intake, PMAS intake, goes out there, fucks them up, and it's like nothing exotic, nothing crazy, but the car is put together well. Good suspension, good weight bias. Everything's like set up.
Right?
Everything's set up reliably.
And that's a good segue to nitrous and bias bias question. What kind of weight bias would you prefer?
So on my car, when we were set up for circuit, it was a 46 to 48% up front, and then 52 to 54 in the back. Now that we've taken a little bit of weight out, we're probably about a 50-50.
Yeah. Jay, did I cut you off? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I was.
Did I out-host you?
I was giving John the like, hey, don't say too much now. Don't say too much. Don't say too much. Say enough.
I won't tell him how much weight's still in the car.
Exactly. There's some things. Again, that's the thing is like, granted, John is a very honest person, but everything you see online, don't believe, because there's a lot of motherfuckers that are like, I got the baddest 10-speed NA car, blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, let's segue back into a few episodes ago. Their car looks like that fucking tormented 10R80 car with no fucking taillights, headlights, or whatever. It's like, well, guess what? You're king of the fucking retards. You don't have a car. You know what I mean? It's a fucking tin can.
Or
It's
you
an
show up
engine
on their
and a
profile
Coke
and it shows like a rack of pork ribs on a barbecue pit and them holding a
That's
fish.
it.
You know, like, what the fuck you know about this?
Yeah.
That's it. It's again, don't take the bait on everything you hear. The biggest thing, and a lot of guys miss this out nowadays with these modern cars. Nobody wants to go out and try shit. Nobody wants to go out and figure their shit out. Like, again, going back to a little bit of my car, I got 430s in a Gen 1 MT82 car. That's a lot of fucking gear. But when we're racing situations like the street or at the streetcar brawl where there's literally no traction, giving it that starting line ratio to drag out first gear to keep my tires hooked up when I'm launching at such a lower RPM than I would be on a prep surface, it gives me an advantage to 60 foot. And that's the biggest thing is like guys just don't want to try shit and figure out, hey, what works for my car? It's, well, what works for this car? What works for an S197? What works for an S550? Not what works for my car, the way I'm setting it up for what I want to do.
And how you drive. Yeah.
That's why a car like John's works so well, because he had a goal on what to do. And when we go out and we race the car, I'll sit out there, hey, John, let's walk the track. Let's check this out. Let's do this. Let's run this tire this day for this surface. I want this bottle pressure. I want to do this with the car. And we set the car up accordingly to what it needs to do that day, what our goal is to do that day. There are certain times we may not try to get after it on the front half, but we're going to try to freight train out the back. Where, you know, we may not even spray it on certain surfaces. We may not spray it till we're out the back door if we need it. You got to set your car up for what you want to do and what your goal is.
And a lot of that too, I'm sure, is obviously all the years, all the laps that John has on these chassis, right?
Absolutely.
Decades of experience and passes.
It's kind of deadly when you think about it. You got, and that's what I made a post on my personal Instagram the other day, is you got John, who is a badass fucking driver. He has the professional equipment, you know, we'll call it. Like, the car is not a hacked together piece of shit. You know, it's got a bunch of badass Team Z parts on it, cage, everything. The car is set up very well. Again, he has the driver experience. He's done the laps in the car. And then you put that with somebody like me that, like, I can negotiate a race. I know the street shit where it's like, I know the subpar surfaces. And then now you're pairing John, who's a driver, and me that's like, I can look at a road and be like, we need to do this. We're going to do this tire pressure. This is what's going to get us down the track. Now you're pairing that, and it's just like, bro, deadly.
A big part of that, just like LOL Crowd said there, is proper suspension setup. And that was one thing I was told from the start of doing this, especially this no prep shit, is suspension is key, right? And I'm sure John could probably attest to that too, even on the front side stuff, that suspension really is, I think, one of the most important aspects of it all.
Oh, if not, you know, I mean, besides safety, it is probably one of the most, if not the most important thing when it comes to no prep.
Yeah.
You know, being able, like James said, being able to look at the track, walk it, feel it, see it, and adjust, you know, make the proper adjustments you need to make the suspension and chassis work.
And John, what does your front suspension not have that we had just talked about? That like, it's an option.
I
Long
don't know.
travel.
Oh yeah.
No long travel on that car. Is probably the only Fox body going out to these no prep events without a long travel front end, and he's getting
Right.
it done. Again, long travel is a tool to have in the toolbox. Like me and John talked about it. Like, hey, we could go venture down this road and add that to the, it's like I told him, it's kind of like the gun argument. It's better to have and not need than need and not have. But at the same time, we've already done so well with this car without needing the long travel front. What it needs is we could probably change the valving a little bit and do something a little more there. But that is a big, like, again, you go online, S550s, S197s, everybody's got fucking long travel, and they're roll racing cars. Their cars getting down to XRP on flypaper. And no, man, I need Kel-Trax. I need 2 foot of fucking travel. Dude, if you had that car set up properly, you wouldn't need it. You wouldn't need it.
Yeah, I'm still not sold on long travel.
It's nice. I mean, I have it myself. I have a set of Jeff Thomas long travel fronts, and it does help, but it also helps when I'm on the backside. When I'm on the front side or I'm on the street, I've actually tightened up the shocks and tried to limit the travel because I've gone faster with limiting that. And again, John's car is a perfect attest to that. We have strange double adjustable coilovers in the front. We actually had them full tight on the last front side no prep, and the car was still carrying the wheels. And again, we went 130s, 139 in the 60 foot on the back tires. Again, proper
my
setup.
observation for long travel is it seems to be a phase of racers' progression. If that makes sense, it only seems like they get into drag racing, they go fast, they want to get faster. That's when they start to do the long travel. But then when they get to a point where they hit that brick wall again, that's when they kind of figure out that long travel only goes so far, or it's only a solution for a temporary or a short segment of
Absolutely
how quick they need to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it could be sort of a Band-Aid, I think.
It is. It's well, again, it can help in certain situations. It can be a Band-Aid in other situations, but it also can hurt you in other situations. You do not need long travel if you are racing on flypaper. It will actually slow you down. People think, oh, wheelies are cool and everything, and yes, they are fucking awesome. You'll go faster keeping that nose tied down and actually getting the suspension to work for you to actually ride the tire, especially if you're on a flypaper surface, than having the nose go 2 feet in the air. Now you got all that air coming under the car. Your nose is up. The car wants to wheelie if it doesn't wheelie. And you're sitting there jamming the rear tire up into the corner. Like, you're not making the tire work for you. The biggest thing that I'm kind of using on John's car, going from what I've done with the street, is I'm trying to make the tire work for us. We have a tire. We have a bias ply for a reason. Let's make the tire work, not make the suspension overwork and the tire compensate. You know what I mean? That's again, the biggest issue with a lot of guys is they don't even think of the tire selection. They don't even figure that out. I guarantee you told half these guys that there was different compounds of Mickey Thompsons and different compounds of Hoosier tires. They'd look at you like you're speaking a different language.
Yeah, what's all those letters and numbers you just said after the Mickey Thompson brand?
Yeah. Have you tried a CL7 compound? Is that like a slick or a radial? I mean, half these guys see a radial and they're like, oh, slicks.
Yeah. I was about to say that. I was like, yeah, no, they're just seeing some sort of drag tire and they're just going to call it a slick just because it just has no tread marks.
I see guys with Nitto drag radials with beadlock tires and they go to the track and it's like, I'm running 25.
Bro.
I forgot. No, sorry.
Hey, James.
What's up, buddy?
You know how we said we got to get those Mickey Thompsons?
Yes.
I just found my third set of rims. I forgot I had.
And I guess we're going. I mean, I have a pretty boring weekend.
It's
Oh no, I have to. I got to work this weekend.
Okay.
Maybe next weekend. But I've got to go, guys. The wife's got to get up early, and then I haven't seen her for the last 2 hours. She's going to kill me.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I guess it's probably a good time to call it a night.
Right.
Yeah, I appreciate having you on, John.
I appreciate
Bree's voice is getting
inviting me
annoying.
on. I had a blast.
We got to have you on for a part 2 eventually. I think it'd be a good one.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Most definitely. I appreciate it.
All right, brother. You have a good night.
You guys do the same. Thank you.
All right. Take care, John.
That dude's awesome. That's
Yeah,
actually
that's sick.
perfect timing because now I got PD driving around over here checking me out because I'm sitting in a fucking dark truck in a parking lot. It's probably a good time to get off of this. I'm gonna fucking
Yeah.
knock on my window soon. You guys are gonna see me get arrested live on TV when I find out that I have a warrant.
Let's see. We do have to.
You can answer some of these questions real
Share.
quick before we get out of here. Yeah?
So
Yeah, I'm
12
seeing
psi, send it out with whole 7,000. There you go.
He's not wrong. Depending where and when, I've done that. For 12 to
then-
14 psi, 7,500 RPM. Dump that fucking clutch and let it eat.
For max effort car, what's the suspension parts that are
why did I put that up?
overlooked?
So let's
Bushings,
be honest.
probably?
Let's be honest. A big thing that's overlooked, is first off your brand of suspension parts. A lot of guys get cheap shit that doesn't have a lot of adjustability. I mean, let's just name names. BMR is not good quality. I would say UPR or Team Z or Maximum Motorsports or Steeda. Those are going to be your best. For max effort, you want solid Heim joint, double adjustable everything. It's going to ride like shit if you want to be a street car. I mean, it's going to ride like shit. You're going to have to just be used to it. It's like riding on a roller coaster. You can go for urethane, but it's a good set of double adjustable shocks all around, be able to fine tune everything, set up your spring rates to your car's weight. That's really the biggest things. We've said many a times on this podcast, the whole package gets overlooked. It's the whole package. Guys think one specific thing, a set of shocks or a set of control arms or a bar angle, that's their key to getting down. It's a whole package deal, man.
I have single adjustable coilovers, if that matters to anyone.
Yeah, but I think you can get away with a little more though, road racing with singles. It's with a stick shift dig car, especially a dig car. Man, you're
You'd
speaking
want
from experience.
that granular, adjustment. Yeah.
I would say, and from experience, like I was overdoing Viking Crusaders when I was trying to no prep the car with that setup.
I've never heard of Southside traction bars.
Oh, that's old school shit. That is old school shit. That's
Is that yellow bars under the car? The yellow.
It's essentially it is like an old school slapper bar for like Fox bodies and SNs. Like it works in a similar fashion. Pretty fucking dope though. It actually did work. It was actually killer in its time. Granted, now there's so many better options, but they still do work. That's a big thing I tell everybody. If the shit worked in the 90s, it's gonna work now.
Spherical bearings.
Yeah, now for the
wrong.
BMR thing, like I'm not defending them. I do see them as an alternative, but
there's nothing wrong with BMR. I've had BMR in my car for fucking 7 years, 7, 8 years.
I have
There's
seen
nothing wrong with
firsthand
BMR.
the
I'm gonna say there's nothing
welds
wrong with
fail.
BMR. Mine are fucking perfectly fine. I've got BMR control arms, upper control arms, panhard bar. Everything in the back of my car is BMR, other than the shocks.
I've just seen a couple
personally have an
comments
issue
where
with the
they're like,
welds.
"Unfortunately, I have BMR." Like
There's
I
nothing
wouldn't
wrong
put
with
it
BMR.
that way.
I
Alex,
just for
Alex
me,
doesn't like BMR. Alex doesn't like BMR, so that's why other people don't like BMR.
I just don't like it because when I was working at the powder coating company, I've seen a lot of BMR stuff come in, and when I see pinholes and welds and shit like that, I'm like, do I really want to trust my car going down the fucking strip when I got pinholes in my welds? And like literally, I feel like I probably, if I can find a picture of it, I'm sure I still have pictures, but like you'll have welds on like a control arm around where like the end would be for your urethane bushing, and there's pinholes in it, and I'm like, fuck that. I have never seen that on a Maximum Motorsports Team Z or UPR part. That's where I get very technical on the shit. Granted, I'm sure plenty of us have just sent it and said fuck it, but like I'm good. I'm
not going to buy a BMR thing because I've seen the welds fail, like that where they crack. But that's basically to the extent. I don't see BMR as terrible stuff. It's just I've seen enough weld failures that it makes me nervous.
I see that a lot too on big wheel stuff because I mean, again, I'm in that field now where we do work on a lot of big wheel cars and things like that. And BMR, QA1, there are a lot of the kits that people use, and even the QA1 stuff is pretty good. Like I would say if you're looking for a cheaper alternative, QA1's actually pretty nice. Stifler's is nice. AJE is nice.
Stifler's is very nice. Yeah.
Yes, it's very high quality.
They're like
I
OGs.
think I personally, if you're going to spend the money, Team Z, UPR, AJE, Maxim Motorsports, I can't say that enough. I think you're getting a little lackluster on, like I said, the welds. There's kind of and I've seen it as well. Like I said, when I was doing the powder coating stuff, cars that I've worked on in the shop, and you look at the welds, and it's like, fuck, man. Yes, Racecraft is very well. Racecraft is badass stuff.
So, because I've been looking, and I've been putting a parts list together for a car, and I think UPR is going to get a lot of parts bought for it.
Yeah, UPR is good shit.
I'm hit or miss on UPR. I think their stuff is good. I've had a couple parts failures, but it could be just freak shit. I know a lot of people that run it, and they're fine with it. I've had a bad run, a couple things that happened with mine, but it could be just user error. Who knows? It kind of all is what it is. I make a lot of errors.
Yeah, I want to get their chromoly K member.
Yeah, unfortunately they don't make it for S197s anymore. I don't know why, but it's gone. But it's fine. We're gonna hook up with Team Z, and
But guess what? They do make it for Fox bodies.
yeah, well, I got enough time. So I know moving forward for me, I'm gonna stick with Team Z, especially since they sponsor John. And he has had me talk to somebody at Team Z, so I'm going to support what gets us rolling.
Yeah, UPR, they're out
up
there and they hustle. It's not like they show up just to say hi. Like they bring a trailer full of product to sell.
I love this guy's comment: is 1.2 foot's okay with a south side? Absolutely. That's badass. That is badass with a south side bar. That's fucking sick. I give them that.
Yeah.
Well, boys.
Yeah. Well, before we leave, I just want one thing. I want to do a shout out for Olympian Happy's race this weekend. I'm super pumped to see what happens here. So that's an interesting one. There's a $300 bounty, I think, on Tony for anyone that takes out Tony at this event. And I think Tony's actually put another $100 on top to anyone that takes him out. So it's $400 if you take him out. But if he beats you and there's no gap, he's still going to give you $100. So I'm curious to see what the car count will be for this. So I thought that Cashies at the Hill, they had never had a stick shift class before, but I guess someone sent me a video from a couple of years ago and they did run a stick class. So I feel like there should be a good turnout here this weekend, and I'm super excited to see how that all plays out. See if Tony can go for number 4. I think it would be 4.
I think if McCoy isn't there, I think he's got it. But I will say, after what we saw of McCoy at War in the Woods, if he's got his car together and that car stays together, I know he's going to have that thing out for blood.
Oh yeah, McCoy's no joke. I know he said that he was potentially going, so I feel like he'll probably be there. I talked to Tony today. Tony's will definitely be there. So
yeah, it'll be sick. But yeah. I guess we'll catch up in 2 weeks. And I think, what do you think, Chris? A recap of get Bondo and Ryan on here to talk some shit.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Fucking A. Maybe
Bondo's calves are just fat. They're not muscular.
Oh fuck.
It's all right. We're a bunch of Cheeto eating motherfuckers.
Exactly. All right, we'll get going before Jay gets arrested.
Yeah, because they were fucking driving around this motherfucker.
And then so we'll be back in 2 weeks. Until then, I guess. Yeah, that's it. We'll catch you all later. Thanks for coming on, Ryan. Thanks for all the good questions to John, and thanks again, John Leslie Jr. for popping on. Phil Fez, he disappeared. It's been casting couch for the last half an hour over there, Phil. So, but
I can't believe he left it on.
Well, he's not there. Can we zoom in on that grade 8 graduation or grade 8 diploma he's got up there?
The corbeau is touching the wall.
Yeah.
Jesus Singular chair touching the wall. He's poorer than me, finally.
Yeah. He's poorer than the guy who has a couch.
Fuck.
Is that a 1-1?
Shit, that's a half-half.
All right, boys.
All right, y'all have a good night.
Thanks for tuning in, everyone.